Hey, what's up, everybody? Good evening to you all. Boy, do I have something juicy for everybody. And this is something that everybody should look into with their own state. I first heard of this whole noise fines for loud exhaust, loud stereos, and all that for noise pollution starting in New York City. Surprised it didn't start out on the West Coast. Maybe it has, but I haven't heard about it. But now it's filtering into Connecticut. And so you might want to check your own states to see if this is going to affect you. I do have the proposed bill for the state of Connecticut floor. And mind you, if states start getting some serious revenue from this, other states will follow. Trust me on this. It is a way. Hello, Cupcake. Good to see you. It is a way for municipalities to infringe on your constitutional right. That's right. Mr. Bacuccio, good to see you. That's right. Infringe on your constitutional right. And that's your freedom of expression. A lot of people don't realize it, that how people express themselves, especially with their vehicles, whether it's a car or a truck or a motorcycle, doesn't matter. It's an infringement on the constitutional right. And I believe they're going to infringe upon it. And in the state of Connecticut that prides itself calling itself the Constitution State. So come join me tonight on this rant. It's going to be quite entertaining, I think. EJ, good evening. Good to see you. Factlight, good to see you. So what New York City has done is they put up video and sound cameras. Andrew's in the house. Hello, Andrew. Let me get Andrew his points. Everybody else has been getting their points. What New York City has done, they put up sound cameras with video, and they're mailing fines to people for loud exhausts, loud stereos, and all that. But my question is, how can they pinpoint it in a city where there's major congestion? I mean, sometimes New York City, in any of the 5 boroughs, there'll be gridlock, which means you're not moving. If you are, it's moving at a very slow rate of speed. And if you're moving at the rate of traffic flow, which is the speed limit, it's still a lot of traffic. Hello, Bill. Good to see you. MC Crimson Glide in the house. So I don't know how they're pinpointing the vehicle that's in question. So it's really interesting. But, you know, our constitutional rights are getting taken away from us faster than we want. I'm going to share this, and we're going to go over this together. Damn sound. Yeah, they are. But let me share this with you. And then we're going to discuss it as we go on. All right. So this is a substitute bill number 5462, an act centering noise pollution, to be enacted by the Senate of the House of Representatives and General Assembly covered. Section 1, effective October 1st, 2026. So October of this year. As in this section, solar prohibit noise barriers. Solar powered noise barriers means a structure constructed between the highway and adjacent property to include solar photo whatever technology to generate electricity. That's a good thing. B, the Commissioner of Transportation shall establish solar power noise, evaluating a cost-effective and benefits and effective the highways. The pilot program shall include design installation. This is a good thing. Now and later in January of 2028, the Commissioner shall submit a report in accordance with provisions of sections 11-4 alpha, the General Statute, Standing Commute of General Assembly, having Close as a matter of related to transportation. Such report shall include information concerning total costs of pilot program. It's in here. Trust me, guys. Each motor vehicle shall deliver such vehicles should operate equipped with constructed adjacent prevent unnecessarily unusual noise. Each motor vehicle operated by an internal combustion engine shall be equipped, except for hereafter, provided with a muffler or mufflers designed to prevent excessive, unusual, unnecessary exhaust noise. The mufflers shall be maintained by the owner in good working order and shall be used whenever the motor vehicle is operated. Listen to this. No person, including motor vehicle dealer or repairer or motorcycle, right there, boom, motorcycle dealer shall install, and no person shall use a motor vehicle, a muffler or mufflers lacking interior baffle plates or other effective muffling devices, gutted mufflers, a muffler cutout, or straight exhaust, except for when a motor vehicle is operated in a race contest or demonstration of speed or skill at a public exhibition pursuant to Section A of Selection 14-164 Alpha. No mechanical device will amplify the noise emitted by the vehicle. That includes amplifiers for your stereo. No person, including motor vehicle dealer or repairer of a motorcycle, again, motorcycles, they're targeting motorcycles on this, shall remove all or part of a muffler of a motorcycle except for to repair or replace the muffler or part of more effective prevention noise. No person shall use exhaust systems or a tailpipe of a motor vehicle with an extension or device which will cause excessive, unusual noise. Hey, Tito. Good to see you. Let me get Tito his points. Where's point? Tito. Boom. All pipes carrying exhaust gases from the motor shall be constructed of and maintained with leak-proof metal. Exhaust pipes shall be directed from the muffler or mufflers toward the rear of the vehicle and shall be approximately parallel with the longitudinal axis of the vehicle, approximately parallel to the surface of the roadway, and shall be directed from the muffler upward to a location above the cab or the body of a vehicle, so fumes, gases, smoke directed away from the occupants of the vehicle. That's nothing new. Yeah, I hate it when my baffles fall out. Hey, Jamin, good to see you, man. Exhaust pipes on a passenger vehicle shall extend. We got that. Or shall be attached to the vehicle in such a way that the exhaust pipes direct the exhaust gases either to the side of the vehicle, ensuring a fresh ambient air located under the vehicle at all times. The Commissioner of Motor Vehicles may adopt regulations in accordance with provisions of Chapter 54 to establish state safety standards for passenger vehicles equipped with pipes located at the front and rear axle. All motor vehicles shall be operated on the highway, be equipped with a horn in good working order, capable of emitting sound audible under normal conditions from a distance not less than 200 feet. Hey, Jack, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you dropping in that super chat. You rock, sir. Good to see you. John, good to see you. Loud mufflers are fun and games until you're trying to enjoy a walk and hear screaming crotch rockets rolling through the hood at 10,000 RPMs. Not a fan. Yeah, Mel and I call those angry bees. You know, looks like they're after diesel trucks with the stacks and the bed of the truck. Yeah, that too. There are muffler noise regulations to be an engineer and understand them. Understand. Hey, Rippy for Freedom. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in tonight. Let's see. I'm going to cover my motorcycle plate. Yeah. All right. Every motor vehicle shall, when operate on a highway, be equipped with the. Oh, we got that far. Let's see. Uh, let's see. No vehicle shall be equipped with, or shall any persons on a vehicle, any siren, whistling, or bell warning signal device, except for otherwise permitted by this section. So that includes uh, first responders, cops, police, ambulances. They're allowed to have them. Any motor vehicle equipped with an anti-theft alarm signal device, which is so arranged that it cannot be used by the driver as ordinary warning signal. Any authorized emergency vehicle equipped with a siren, whistle, bell capable of emitting sound audible under normal conditions from a distance not less than 500 feet. Let's see. This type of department motor vehicles, such signal be operated in response to emergency, cannot emit, responsibility, all that. So there's also another document that I have. Thanks to Bob for sending me these documents. That these are very important. They're good documents. And this one tells what the fine is, the bill analysis. You guys are going to enjoy this. You really will. Trust me on this. Trust me. I'm going to share this one. CJ says, oh, this is cute. I see nothing on a CDL trucks, so I'm going to straight pipe my trucks above the cab. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that, Bob. I'm getting to that. Trust me, that's coming. Let's see. There you go. Here it comes, guys. All right. Summary. The bill increases the fine from $150 per offense to $1,000 per offense for violating certain requirements under existing law related to motor vehicle mechanical equipment, primarily involving mufflers and exhaust pipes. Under existing law, these violations, one, proceed through the Centralized Infractions Bureau, and two, subject to Special Transportation Fund surcharge of 50% of the fine. Separately, the bill requires the Department of Transportation Commissioner to create a solar. We discussed all that solar stuff. So by January 2028, the commissioner shall give a report on the pilot program, total cost of energy generation, data maintenance, impact, and recommendations. Any motor vehicle equipped offenses subject to an increased fine generally include the following: operating, constructing, equipping, or adjusting a motor vehicle or its devices to cause unnecessary or unusual noise, operating a motor vehicle with an improper muffler, failing to maintain a muffler in good working order, installing or using a muffler without interior baffle plates or other effective muffling devices, a gutted muffler, muffler cutouts, or a straight exhaust, installing and using mechanical devices that amplifies the vehicle's emitted noise, removing or replacing all or part of the muffler except to repair or replace it, or using the extension or device on the exhaust system or tailpipe that will cause excessive, unusual noise. The operation of a motor vehicle that emits excessive fumes or exhaust smoke. We already have an emissions. So if your vehicle's over 5 years old, it's an emissions test. We don't have it for motorcycles. Hello, Mrs. Guns. Good to see you, darling. Let me get you your points tonight. Wilkie, what's up, Will? Good to see you, Will. Will, maybe you could chime in on this because, yeah, New York City's first violations is $800. Corey, what's going on, Corey? Good to see you, my friend. Let me get you your point. So I got a feeling this is going to be going into other states around. Slash cuts, yeah. And some vehicles come from the factory with slash cuts. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, yeah, okay, fuck the tape. We're going over license plate. Yeah, yeah. We were fine. We have proper working mufflers. There's nothing excessive about my noise. True. My stock mufflers work great up in the attic. I agree. I agree. If I can't hear over brap rap, what'd you say? Yeah, right. All right. Uh, let's see. Violating requirements for constructing, replacing, or positioning an exhaust pipe on a motor vehicle, operating a motor vehicle with a defective horn, and operating a warning siren, whistle, or bell on a motor vehicle, except as the law allows. So now we're going to get into the background of this. No, you're not. You can't hear the pipes over the stereo. Anyways, yeah, they didn't mention anything about stereos. By law, individuals charged with a motor vehicle violations generally pay the fine through the CIB without appearing in court. Payment is constructed of a plea, no condolence, no contest, and is admissible in any civil or criminal proceedings. If an additional pleas of not guilty, there must be send the plea request for a trial to the clerk of the geographical area court where the trial is to take place. The practice procedure is the burden of proof of applicable criminal proceedings by law. So now they got to prove it. So they say that normally nobody fights it. I guarantee you, if I get that, I will be fighting it. I guarantee you. I'll take the day off of court, go in, and I'll have video showing my exhaust that it has a muffler. That there. Look, you look inside, you can see the baffle. Okay, it's a Z-ring, but whatever. And I'll probably win it. Just saying. I bet most states will soon jump on the bandwagon regarding yes, it's a money grab. It really is. U.S. Supreme Court decision: the common law is real law. The supreme law of the land of code, rules, regulations, policies, statutes are not law. Dark Souls coming at it. Still have stock. So yeah, okay. Stock rocks, right? But yeah, I agree. Dark. And it is coming after cars, trucks, motorcycles. Does the same thing about commercial vehicles. But who's going to force it when the cop decides, hey, he's got to get to Dunkin' Donuts. I'm going to hit the lights and siren, get through the light. And I've seen that many times. Many times. This is something that's coming after us, guys. Basically coming after motorcycles. You've seen the word motorcycle listed in there more times than anything else. So, make sure, if you get this, fight it. Fight it. Because if enough people fight it, things are going to change. Yeah, it's not yet. Not yet. I think if enough states do it, it will be. It will be. So, in my opinion, my argument would be you're infringing on my constitutional right, which is a freedom of expression, which is guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States. And I choose to express myself through, loud pipes save lives. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And that's how I'm going to do it. Hey, sick bastard. How are you? Good to see you. So that's my biggest thing. How many here, and be honest, agree with this? All right. You can't sit there and say it's the crotch rockets going up and down the streets at 10,000 RPM, screaming those mufflers, but not the Harleys. It's got to everybody. This affects everybody. So to prove the violation, the prosecutor has to prove that the cop measured the noise by way of a calibrated sound measuring device that measured at the sound at 50 feet perpendicular to the bike. That's right. And they can't make you rev your bike. They can't. Riding on Threes. What's happening, man? Good to see you. It's been a hot minute. I hope you're well. We've missed you on Saturday for the members only live, but I got you your point, man. Got your point. Yes, please, guys, please leave a like. You know, I saw this coming, and we're going to talk about this, and then Bob here sent me the those documents, and I was very thankful to Bob for those documents. So I wanted to share that with everybody. Now, I also have something else to share with everybody because everybody has been with me on this saga or journey per se with my seat. I am happy to say, wait a minute, it did not update. Why didn't it update? Hold on. I am happy to say that the seat saga is over. You know, PA says, is the Connecticut law only? As of right now, it's Connecticut and New York. But trust me on this, it's going to filter down to different states. It will. If you get a ticket, send a not guilty plea to go to court. No sense in trying to pick a fight with a cop. I tend to pick arguments with cops. That's just me. Just saying. Yes, please click that like button. It helps me out, tells YouTube I'm doing a good job. It's the #1 matrix that they look up. Cupcake says biggest issue gives a reason to pull over and check you out. Yeah. And if your saddlebags are locked, if they need to get into them, they need a court order, unless there's probable cause, which means they could smell something emitting out of there that you're not supposed to have, or sign that say, so on and so on. New York, yeah, just like Kelly. Yes, the saga is over. So I'm going to share this with you. We got our seat today. We did. We got our seat. And it finally came in. I videoed the unboxing of it just in case there was any damage or tears or anything like that to it. We got the seat. We put it on. And I think it looks good. Mel and I sat on it in the garage. It seems to be very comfortable. We can't wait to put some miles on it to see what it's like. And it was funny how I got it already. I called them on Tuesday, and I actually got somebody on the phone. Because I called on Monday. I left them a voice message at 11:12. And they said within 24 hours to get a call back. So around 11:30, I gave them an extra 15 minutes. I called them. I actually got somebody, and the story I got was, the seat's in production. Be another 2 weeks. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, that's what I was told back on April 7th. What's the story? So they looked into, the seat is miraculously done now. And they shipped it to me. It shipped out yesterday, and I got it today. So that's that. So that seat saga is done. And I think it does look good. I hope it's as comfortable as they say it is. I hope it's the second coming. I really do. I really, really do. So loud exhaust law is almost all throughout the West Coast, and they better be below 83 decibels. That's kind of hard when you're looking at a new bike. Measure a new bike, what the decibel reading is on that motorcycle. You know what I mean? Style plug for the heat. No, I actually they sent a pigtail that plugs into your auxiliary that plugs into the seat. So it doesn't go into the 2 little round ones there for heated seat or heated gear. Hey, Mrs. Kelfire, good to see you. Yes, it is great news. It only took 10 and a half weeks from a 6 to 8 week delivery. Yeah, that is correct. So, sounds like they were considering on, yeah, maybe, but I ordered it before the rally season. But that saga is over. I could never, ever, ever recommend them to anybody, because I can't see if I recommend this seat company and, you know, how much money? $1,500. You heard me right. $1,500. 19 likes, 40 people watching. Yeah, everybody hit that like button. Doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't. It doesn't cost you anything. It really doesn't. It's free. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. So yeah. Yeah, ouch. Yeah. But I paid it in installments and it's paid off. Let's see. Oh, Doc, by the way, I take the slip on part of the exhaust off and installed rear sliders on today. Oh, no kidding. You did. That's what I thought. Oh, Evil Rick said, guys, Evil Rick's even saying, bang that damn button. So, yeah, here it is. Connecticut, the Constitution state, is infringing on our constitutional rights, the right of expression. And believe me, if this passes, which I'm sure that it will trickle down to other states. It's already happening in New York. Somebody already said it's been happening on the West Coast. So next thing you know, it's going to be everywhere like wildfire. Our constitutional rights are getting stripped away by politicians who have no touch of reality, none whatsoever. You know, let's see. I would never be able to bring any of my bikes to Connecticut. They're too loud. Absolutely. Yeah, it is a crazy law. It really is. You know, it's disgusting. Let's see. Hey, if you pick a cop, someone gets you out. Absolutely. But the thing is, when I pick a fight with a cop, I have my rights. I know my rights. They something like this, they're going to cite me and I'll tell them, I'll see you in court. Make sure you have all your evidence because I will fight this. And I'll make the cop look stupid. I've done it before. I did it in the town of Fairfield with my first chopper I had. He felt my license plate was illegal. And due to the Connecticut state statute, it was not illegal. It was perfectly fixed on a motorcycle. It was easily legible at 30 feet at a 30-degree angle from either side of the bike. And he thought it was illegal. I got ticketed 3 times for it. I went to court over it 3 times. And the 3rd time, the judge told the cop, just because you think it's illegal doesn't make it is. He is proven within the law that it is a completely legal modification to the bike, and it fits the letter of the law. And the next time you ticket him for this, I'll make sure he sues you for harassment and profiling. So you can't fight the cops. You can't, as long as you have the law on your side and you do everything proper. You can't fight the cops. Let's see. A ton of rights have already not been infringed on. They've quickly being stripped away. Actually, look how much they collect. Yes. On the cameras. They have speed trap cameras throughout Connecticut that they will take a picture of your plate with your speed and mail you a fine. They can't ticket you because the ticket has to be given to you by a sworn officer. They can fine you and report that you were fined for excessive speed and all that, but it's not a ticket, it's a fine. And you can fight it. Let's see. I even put my bear down to hit the like button. Thanks, Cupcake. So you can be right, but still end up in jail. Because, yeah, you know what? If I end up in jail, there's a lawsuit right there for uh, wrongful arrest. And every click past ouch is money. Just saying. Big Mike, my brother, good to see you. Good to see you, Big Mike 135 in the house. So, yeah, we're talking about excessive noise. They're coming in, Mike, with a law that you have to have mufflers, and they don't have a desk in that proposed bill. It did not mention a decibel limit. Food for thought. They did not mention a decibel limit. So is it up to the officer if they feel it's too loud? You tell me. I think that's how the law is written. Well, and don't have a corrupt judge. Well, you can always appeal and have a different judge assigned because you feel that the judge was unjust and prejudiced. A lot of people don't realize that if you feel that the judge has been prejudiced towards you and you could prove it, you could have a whole new trial with a whole new judge. Stop the cap. Yeah, right? But you can do that. And I'm not capping over here. I'm not capping. You can do all that. Let's see. Here in Tennessee, they've been a ton of ordinances like Galensburg for years. I got pulled over for loud pipes and 69 Chevelle back in the 80s. Wow. So they have been around a long time. Right on. Hello, DDK. Good to see you. Good to see you. Bob says they started speed cameras in Greenwich, created an uproar. Yes, and they also have them on Waterbury on Route 8 and 84. And they did send out a notice that they were going to be there, was on the highways, and they took the notice down after so many times. So they met the fact that you were notified. For out-of-state people, I don't know. I got one of those in the mail for going 76 and a 45. It was a school zone. Oh, making little kids duck for cover. Damn. 3. Okay. 2-4's in the house. What's going on, 2-4? Let's see. If you don't stop, you don't have to deal with any of that. Well, that's the truth. But, you can't outrun radio and you can't outrun aerial surveillance. And the state of Connecticut does that. She does drive fast. Yes. So let's see. I'll give them the finger and roll. There you go. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that we'll have to put something. Otherwise, it's really going to just be a reason to stop and profile bikers if they don't set a limit on it. Yeah. I say set the limit at 99 decibels. The decibel limits are in regulations. In Connecticut is 81 decibels at 50 feet from a vehicle. How many cops carry around measuring equipment? And I beat a speed many years ago. I beat a speeding ticket on a radar gun. I had an 88 Chevy S10 with a 4-cylinder. The cop says I was doing 86 miles an hour and a 55. And I went to court and argued it. And I said, you got me on a radar gun, right? He goes, yes. My question to the cop was, when was the last time that thing was calibrated? And do you have the calibration sheet with you? The cop says, I have no idea. I just grab it and it's issued and we take them. Judge threw it out of court because it's a measuring device that needs to be calibrated. And if it's not calibrated, and you have to be smart enough to ask for that in court. And I had the speeding ticket annulled. I said, it's a 10-year-old truck with a 4-cylinder. There's no way it was going that fast. I was doing 90. But I got it thrown out on a radar gun. People said you can't beat those, and I did. And she says, I drive fast. Oh. Oh, and the A's. How much were the fines? Um, Believe it or not, that was a $400 speeding ticket. They didn't have the reckless driving at that point, so I didn't get arrested for that. You know. Let's see. I just ran mine out of town, so I'm fine. Okay. Let's don't pass a stopped school bus. No. Very expensive. They're using video cameras now. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was behind a school bus today that stopped at a house for a kid. The parent came out, was talking to the bus driver. The kid never came out. The parent went inside and the bus left. I don't know. Oh, you know something about radar? Radar O'Reilly? They got to make sure it's within. Yeah, it got tossed out. So, okay, beautiful. Hit me with the decibel limit. I'll hit you with the same question. When was the last time it was calibration? And do you have that device with the calibration sheet in front of you? No, Your Honor, I propose for a dismissal because he didn't come prepared. Yeah, I would be that kind of person. I would be that kind of person. Yep. And I would put on my best Harley Davidson shirt I had. No, I would wear a shirt and tie. Yes, I would be in a shirt and tie. It has happened. Trust me. I clean up nice. I look like an old rusty penny, but I do clean up nice. Guys, remember, if you are a surgeon level, and we have a new surgeon level tonight, which is 701 Traveler. If you're a surgeon level, MC Crimson Glide, Big Mike, Guns, 701 Traveler. I know 701 was in here earlier. He's not here now. Hopefully he's listening in the background. The link is in your Instagram. Feel free to join in on this conversation because I feel this is an infringement on the constitutional rights of under the right of expression. And I will use that because yeah, that's what you're doing. Yeah, a shirt and tie. Yes, I would wear a shirt and tie. Ask where the measuring equipment is located. The answer, probably no sound measuring equipment, case closed. Boom. FaZe, what's going on, FaZe? Just got a whole group of bikers together, have everyone rev. Ask the cop, single one group distances meter. Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you, FaZe. I wouldn't put it past the cop to ticket everybody and let the courts figure it out. 701's in the house. What's going on, man? We're just talking about you. You got the link in your Instagram, as you know. So does all the other surgeon levels. Cop in Newburyport, Mass. Grumpy old man. How you doing? Rope me up for straight pipes. I got an 18 by 24 blow up of the bike and went to court. Showed the judge multiple bends in the pipes that they're not straight. Dismiss. Boom. Bingo. Little by little, they want to squash all of our rights. Absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I was reading something today that the Glock pew-pews are now banned in Connecticut. You cannot buy a brand new Glock pew-pew. So I don't know why, but they got banned. Along freedom of travel, I feel it's more of an expression. That's right. Freedom of expression with the exhaust. That is a constitutional right. You have the right to express yourself. Bridgeport's in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you guys. I had a great podcast on the Red Life this week, as I do every week. But I want to let everybody know, if you get a chance to head over to the Red Life podcast and listen to it. It was a really good live. Really appreciate it. No Glock. I won't move to Connecticut now. That's right. Question. So who is the injury party? The state cannot be the injury party. Case dismissed. Ooh, good point. Good point. The problem is that the fines are set so it's easier to pay them than fight, except for the proposed $1,000 fine for noise. Yes, but even at $150 fine, I would still fight it because it's not the money, it's the principle. It's the principle. And if you win, other case could say, hey, CHOP versus the state of Connecticut in this case on this date, this time, these were the facts, and they could use that as an example for other cases to help other people. I mean, really, look at what's going on. They're taking our rights away quicker than we know it as motorcyclists. Wow. I mean, look at what they're doing with all the electronics that isn't within the U.S. It's now being banned bit by bit. DJI just the start of it. And DJI came out with that new line, Extra, to replace the DJI name. So, boom. Glocks suck anyways. Yeah, but when does it stop? What's left? Smith & Wesson, Colt, goes on and on. I mean, really. But I'm just saying. Let's see. Evil Rick says DJI needs to be banned. Okay. Bridgeport, Ethan, keep getting on Brian about getting a bigger motorcycle. Yes, right on. I agree with Glock suck. Let's Mrs. Keltfire writes, for me, it's about safety. I found out firsthand how important a lot of exhaust is when I test rode a 25 stock road glide and got pushed out of my lane. Dude never heard me besides him. And the horns from the factory are not loud. Yep. Any fine over $20 should be by a trial jury. Boom. I don't have a problem on my bike. There you go. I don't have a problem with my bike either. Tiger says, look at the new Virginia gun laws. Oh, I'm going to have to look that up tomorrow. That you are a Glock sucker. My pew-pews are Glocks. Okay. I fart louder than the arch. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you're wearing him down because, boom. They don't understand. Shall not be infringed. Exactly, Phase. Shall not be infringed. And they are infringing every which way they can. The Second Amendment's always under attack. And now the freedom of expression is under attack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to have to look up the new Virginia laws. I mean, that's just crazy. Sig. Well, I like Sig. Or Kimber. Cupcake, beep, beep, please move horns. Yeah, right? Riding not with the problems SIGs have. Oh, okay. So, guys, be careful. Check your state. Talk to your local congressman. Matter of fact, I'm going to call my local congressman tomorrow and talk to him about this because this is BS. This can't happen. You can't. It's an infringement on your freedom of expression. I mean, I talked to my congressman when they wanted to bring tolls back to Connecticut, and I said, "Whoa, time out. You got rid of the tolls because of the deaths they were causing." And then you say, well, since we lost the revenue of the tolls, we're going to have to institute a temporary state income tax. There's a tax ever put in. It is not temporary. Now they're talking about bringing in the tolls back a few years ago. So I called up Senator Logan and Dick Blumenthal, who are my federal and state representatives. I said, whoa, time out. So if you bring the tolls back in, are you going to abolish the state income tax? They're like, no, why would we do that? It's just because when the law was put in that removed the tolls because of the lost revenue, you started a state income tax. So if you're bringing tolls back, you should eliminate. And I argued with them and they agree with me on that. And they're like, that's a very good point. Nobody really realizes that. So, I thought it worked. It helped to prevent the tolls from coming back to Connecticut. What amazes me, the fact is when the Constitution was written, most people couldn't read well enough to read it, but it was written so that everybody could understand it. Today, a 10-year-old college grad can't. Yeah. Well, they can't read now. Virginia is turning to California. Okay. Let's see. Those asshole congressmen from Connecticut. Yes. Yep. You're right, Mike. They are. Yeah. You're lucky the high school grads can read and spell, considering most of them can't tie their own shoes. Yeah. Or read and write script. And there's a reason behind that. Why aren't they teaching script in school? They're teaching block letters. Why? Because if you can't read script, you can't read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, or any important document set forth to control our government. Because remember, guys, the government is there to serve us, to be controlled by us, not the other way around, which it has turned out to be. I'm going on a political rant tonight, but trust me, it all ties in because now they're coming after us for loud exhaust. And to me, that's an infringement on the freedom of expression. You know? And that's what they're doing. Like second grade. Yes, they do look like second grade writing. Writing on threes. I do like how the Cherokee Reservation and the news is actually making waves with Tennessee and North Carolina by legalizing pot on their grounds, which is not even on the feds, can't touch them. Yes, that is a true fact. And they're probably legalized peyote too. I find it interesting that the government form built, deserved, and funded by the people, granted by the people, only responsibility and privilege of protecting the people of this country. That's right. And remember, all politicians at the federal level and the local level was not in mind to be a full-time job nor a career. If you were a senator or congressman at the federal level or the state level, you were supposed to have your own job. And when you got called to DC to vote on something, you got paid a per diem, not a salary and not a pension after one term. You got paid a per diem. And then once you were done in DC or at your state capital, you were sent home to go back to your job. Congress, Senate, the House of Representatives is now a career path that people take, hoping to get those jobs, and they serve one term and they get a pension for the rest of their life, which is BS because that's coming off of our backs. Let's see. When they don't tie their shoes, they should get a participant. Oh man! Now it's the right, power to allow or not allow the people of this country the privilege of life. Yeah, that's right. Justice Clarence Thomas made his spectacular speech at University of Texas at Austin, available on YouTube to watch and listen. Oh, yes, let's do that. Let's do it. So, what are you doing with your new bike? Well, the new bike, my friend Jack talked me out of it today. Thank you, Jack. I really appreciate you because the horsepower bug is starting to bite. And I was looking at the 135 top end kit. I was like, it's half the price of a crate motor. So let's thinking of doing it. So I said, please stop me. I said that to a few people. EJ ignored me. Mike's like all about it. Let's do it. Jack's like, let's look at it. How much horsepower and torque are you going to gain with $4,000 with a $4,600 investment? And I did the math and I'm like, yeah, the percentages don't add up. So yeah, that's it. PA Biker ban the future sale of semi-automatics and bans on future sale or transfer of semi-automatics only up 10 rounds. That is Connecticut. You cannot carry more than 10 rounds per magazine. And if you do, you're a felon. So if you have 10 rounds in your magazine and one in the chamber, you're a felon. That's more than 10 rounds. Let's see. They get participation trophies showing up to school. You're lucky they go to class. Yes. It all goes back to slaughterhouse cases of the 14th Amendment. Ooh. Good call. Good call. Boy, did this conversation get away from bikes. Yeah, it tends to. It tends to. But, it all comes on the government trying to infringe on us, the people who pay their bills, and not even polling the general public. Hey, should we do this? Should we not do this? Which is the way it's supposed to work. Because if they did, I don't remember getting asked that question. Just saying. Would be Texas if it wasn't for Tennessee. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Well, I guess it better get that stop then. I'm over 36. Yeah. Yeah. I figure I'd get a raise out of DDK. Hey, leave DDK alone, okay? Stop the elder abuse. Seriously. Stop elder abuse. Leave DDK alone, Leave the man alone in his walker. Put the tennis balls on the bottom. Mel made me a great cocktail tonight. North Dakota, carry as much ammo as you can. All right. Time to move to free states. Well, the problem is, Corey, people get tired of these not so free states and move out of it, and they move to states that are free, and they try to bring those policies and politics with them. And if you get enough of them there, it's going to happen. Let's see, Jack. Didn't have a Texas because he almost fell asleep. Oh man, how'd that work? There you go. Was it Dan at the Alamo? No, he was sending the people to the Alamo. Oh man. You now have a Texas. Mic drop. Boom. Okay. Mass limits 10-round magazines, but we don't have a limit on it. Yeah. Yeah. That is a true statement for the constitutional state of Connecticut. Let's see. Well, it's starting to have a bit of blowback on implants here in Tennessee. Actually been on the news lately. They're about, oh, no kidding. No kidding. But, noise limits on your bike, the government is infringing upon them. They're coming after you in your state next. Started in New York and on the West Coast. Actually, I remember when this started in the West Coast. It was like in 2015. And man, I reached out to people in California. Says, look, I still got the stock exhaust off my 14 Street Glide. If you need it, let me know. Let me know. West Virginia says a redneck start, so we say for now. Yeah. As a matter of fact, if I get cited for that, for loud noise, I will put my bike on the lift, put the stock mufflers on it, and show them, look, this is how it comes from the factory. I don't know what you're talking about. I will definitely be doing that. Smaller. Yeah. Droop does look good. Hey, you know what? West Virginia is still a thing. So, yeah. Let's see. Tennessee needs to give Memphis to Arkansas and Nashville to Kentucky. Hey. And we could give California back to Mexico. We can all agree on that, right? To include, give them Nancy Pelosi. I'm sorry. I said it. Damn it. But there you go. Hey, anybody else got anything for this? Because I'm going to put this out, the link out here. Anybody to join in, since my surgeon levels didn't want to join in and join this conversation. We're going to do that. That's why I can't read. Oh, okay. Nobody wants her. Definitely not me. And definitely not her husband. All right, here's the link. Anybody want to jump on, talk about this, about the proposed noise ordinance of motorcycles, because it was listed more than once. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, and we'll keep the normal part of California, which is northern part. Just saying. Just saying. So here's the link, guys. You want to talk about this, and we'll figure it out. Try and come up with a positive way to spin on this proposed bill in Connecticut, because yes, it started in New York, it's filtering into Connecticut, means it will filter into your state. Mr. Bob, how are you? Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good to see you.
Did you got that thing today, huh?
So I had a surprise gift come today. And I opened up the package, and it's from Gremlin Bell. And in there was a Gremlin Bell mount. I've never had one before, which I think is amazing. And
Cool.
a Guardian Bell. Thank you so much for the Guardian Bell. And on there, it reads, "Keep calm and ride on." So thank you very much. I appreciate you for that. That's awesome. Totally by surprise. And I was like, "What is this?" And Mel's like, "I don't know. It's for you from Guardian Bell. Did you order one?" I'm like, "No, I would never buy my own Guardian Bell." And I opened it up, and it had my shipping address and name on the receipt. Didn't say who it came from.
Well, a while back we were talking about Guardian Bells, and I kind of threw it out there. I'm waiting for any takers. You took, and I thought, I'm not going to be a freeloader.
Yeah,
So
I
there
appreciate
you
that.
go.
I
Next
appreciate
time
it.
I'm up there, I'll bring some more bagels, and we'll have a
So
good.
Bob came to the OR, brought fresh bagels and cream cheese. It was amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. On a busy day, which made the busy day not so busy. Hey, Demo, how you doing, PA Biker and Guns and Baggers?
Doing all right.
What's up, everybody?
Good, good. So, Bob, what do you feel about this noise infractions that they're starting in Connecticut? Being a fellow nutmegger.
Well, you know my background.
Yeah.
I had a very close friend who rebuilt a Sportster and had it in my basement. And he happened to be a Secret Service agent. So he says to me one day, "Can you help me out?" I said, "What's the matter?" "Well, they keep an eye on us and they do these annual background checks and all that." And he says, "I got a ticket for mufflers." "Okay, who gave you the ticket?" He told me. So I go down to the prosecutor. And I knew the prosecutor because that's what I did. And he says, "Okay, no problem." But then he says, "I got a question for you." I said, "What's that?" Now, this is back in the 70s, so this is a long time ago. He says, "Do you think you could get me tickets to the Democratic Convention?"
I can't guarantee you that, but I would ask. That would have been my answer.
I don't remember if he got him tickets. I think he did, but that's another whole story. But once upon a time they sent me up to I-684. You know where I-684 is?
Yep.
It's 1.4 miles, cuts through North Greenwich.
Yep.
Why did they send me? Because DOT was having a noise survey, and I go up there and I see this microphone mounted on a tripod off the highway, and these guys are measuring noise. I'm thinking, what the hell is this accomplishing? And the guy told me back in 1973 that every time in Connecticut, one of those 1973 Plymouth Fury police cars went by, they pinned a needle. They were illegal with stock exhaust.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the sound measurements, anything other than a straight pipe, because that's pretty clear. You can't have an unmufflered or unbaffled pipe
Right.
under the statute. How are they going to prove that you're over the decibel level, which for motorcycles over 35 miles an hour is 81 dB? And the dBA, the A stands for adjusted for human hearing. So
So
it's a very difficult thing to prove.
right.
I don't know how anybody's gonna prove that a muffler with some form of a baffle is over the limit. I remember
I
years
remember
ago,
they used to.
pipes.
Yep.
Or-
I remember they used to stick broomsticks up the tailpipe to see if there's a baffle in there.
Well, it was
Yep.
nightsticks. Yep.
Yep.
So,
Mm-hmm.
or their nightstick and see
Yeah.
if there was a baffle in there. Well, you do that to my bike, you're only going to go 3 inches in because I have those Z-rings with the torque cones.
Yeah.
And
So
you
you have
can't
baffle.
order me to dismantle my system because now that's in violation of that proposed law is modifying and changing the exhaust system for you to do a measurement.
Yeah, but the problem is you got a regulation that sets the 81 dBA limit. And where's the proof that you're over 81 dBA at
Well,
50 feet?
Well, they would have to have you ride your bike, which they can't force you to. So they would have your bike idle. They'd have to stand off at 50 feet and measure it.
The
But
only
they can't force you to rev it.
The only way I think they can enforce that is to have them give you a warning, require you to have an inspection. But then you got to find a motor vehicle office with a sound setup.
Yep.
And they don't have them.
And you know what I would do if they had that? I would say, okay, no problem. I'd come home, I'd put the stock mufflers on, and I
Well,
go
that's the
up there.
best. That's the best solution, sure.
And
Yep.
then I would start a whole new case for profiling because that's what they're doing. They're profiling motorcycles.
That's the only thing I figure it's got to be for. Because the other thing is look at the microphone settings on any computer, for example.
You blow them out.
Yeah, you can set any microphone to do any kind of limit. So you can easily tweak it to where, okay, yeah, just sit there, snap your fingers, you'll be at 81 decibels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, how about concerts? Music concerts outside, it's over 81 decibels.
But
Here in
the other
Bridgeport,
thing is,
Connecticut, there's an outside concert arena that you go by there when there's a concert going on. It doesn't matter if it's Barbra Streisand or Metallica or whoever, it's over 81 decibels. Are they going to get fined?
Subway's got one of the biggest concerts going on.
but the other problem is how do you single out? You're right. You got the mic set up. Not that it'll ever happen, but if they did, you got traffic going by. It's the cumulative traffic noise, not just the bike.
Yeah. Well,
mhm.
New York City has started that with cameras and microphones and issuing fines for loud exhaust and loud stereos. How are they pinpointing in New York City in any of the 5 boroughs? Let's take Manhattan out of it, right? The Bronx or Harlem or any other 4 boroughs. How are they saying, okay, out of these 60 cars going down the road and left going up and down this road, how are they singling out that's the exact car that we need to find?
No clue.
Flox
No clue.
AI. Supposedly, Flox AI with their cameras can actually target a person and actually zero in on the conversation that person's having on their cell phone. There's been people that's actually found the videos online.
Yeah, but how are you going to get a person to come and testify about that? The AI computer is not going to testify.
Yeah.
No, but that's how they're doing that, and that's where people just need to start challenging it.
Yeah.
Because
like
then they will actually have to admit that that's what the flock cameras are actually doing.
Yeah, but
That's
the
been one of the things they've been fighting down here lately.
The other thing is they set these fines so people don't want to fight them.
Right. They set up to $150. Now they're going to, even at $150, I would still fight it.
The $1,000 is ridiculous.
At
$50, I'd fight it.
I would still fight the fine because it would be the principal effect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm involved in a lawsuit right now. I can't get into too many details, And I said to my lawyer, look, even if I lose, I'll still embarrass these people, and that's a win for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like TVA.
I mean, a retired prosecutor who's now living in Florida is getting subpoenaed for this case.
Oh,
So he has to come up in Florida and testify
Oh, wow.
on his own dime.
Dang.
Well, the state will cover that.
doubt it.
Been there. Oh, no, I've been there.
Oof.
If they really need you, they'll cover it.
Yeah, see, down here, Flock has actually they're in a couple lawsuits right now down here. And it's over their systems flagging the cars and turn around it causing high-speed chases, which ends up in a bad wreck. And people ended up passing away. Surviving members of those families are suing both suing the city, the state, the county, and Flock.
Yeah,
There was a
Because
memo-
here's the thing, because it was all over social media. The last one was that there was people recording that car beforehand. Cops actually went by the vehicle, didn't do nothing because it wasn't notified at the time. The guy was just driving normally. And Flock's suggesting, even on their website, and even the cops saying, oh, well, we can track a vehicle for miles, even out of state. Well, okay, then why didn't you just follow the track the vehicle until it's parked and then get the person? That's where they're nailing the police departments and the counties and the cities now.
Well, in Connecticut, and Bob, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been wrong before. I know that for a while in Connecticut, the Connecticut State Police and local police were told if a chase with a motorcycle exceeded 15 miles over the speed limit, that they were required to get the plate, mail them the citation, and break pursuit. Because it was the risk of injury was way too high, and the risk of a lawsuit was, and that's what they were trying to protect themselves, is multi-million-dollar lawsuits.
Not in my time. But
Okay.
they go back to 87.
Okay. I remember that came out in the 90s, and that has now gone away.
They started that, thing with the chases. But, you got to kind of use your head, If it's speeding and you can't keep up, let him go. But if it's a homicide that you're chasing a bad guy, that's a whole different story.
Right.
Or kidnapping or something like that.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
But at that point, let's say kidnapping, I wouldn't go after them with lights and sirens. I would send armed marks or aerial surveillance.
Well, I used to do that too. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Did these guys know what I used to do?
No. And that's up
okay.
to you if you want to tell them.
No, go ahead. You could tell them.
No. I don't want to take your thunder.
No, there's no thunder. If they haven't figured out by now, I don't think I need
Bob
to.
is a retired state police officer.
Out Connecticut or
Connecticut.
Troop E, Troop F?
Gee, I used to belong to the Blue Knights.
Okay.
I remember the Blue Light. They used to have a ride out of West Haven. There was that used motorcycle shop that would buy wrecked bikes, strip them down for parts, and sell the parts off. Cycle Salvage. They would have a ride. It was like in the late 80s. They would have a ride out of there.
I was in the old G in Westport.
You might
they moved to
remember my
Bridgeport.
brother-in-law, Dennis McNulty.
Oh, I know that name.
Yeah, that's my brother-in-law. He's deceased now, but
Oh, is he? Oh,
yeah.
So, guns. What do you think about this noise? I guess ordinance you could call it that they're trying to propose into law, which will most likely pass.
I think it's bullshit.
What do you think that the win-lose rate's going to be?
I think they're gonna have more people fight it than they think.
at $150, people weren't fighting it. They were just paying the fine and,
Right.
and being
At
done with it.
$1,000, different story.
Yeah. Now, a ticket and a fine, correct me if I'm wrong, are two different things.
No, not really.
No?
If you get an infraction, you mail it in. It's not points. You don't get points. If you plead not guilty and you lose, then you get points. But it's a fine either way. These camera things now in Connecticut, those are not even motor vehicle violations. They don't send them up to motor vehicle. You pay
No.
them, the town gets the money. You know, it's a revenue generator.
Yeah. I mean, they have them and on Route 8, you said they have them in Greenwich now?
Oh, yeah, they're in my building. There was a secretary who got two of them at the same time.
Wow.
Got one and then got another. And before she got the second one, or before she got the first one, she had the second one, so that she ended up with two of them. And it's a higher fine for a second offense, so she got dinged as a second offense.
I thought you couldn't be fined or ticketed for the same offense within a 24-hour period.
That I think that's folklore.
Okay.
But the problem with that is, if anybody wants to fight it, there are some rules, calibration, who's the operator, what's the training, you know, and you just don't get to look at a camera with a radar reading without the surrounding environment, you know.
Now,
You
cameras
need
are
to
worth
see
a
what the
million
traffic
words.
is and pick out the fast car that's causing the radar reading to hit.
Yeah.
And you don't
Now-
have that in any of those camera jobs.
Well, in the Constitution, you have the right to face your accuser. Well, your accuser
Of
at that
course.
point would be the camera.
Well, no, it's got to, yeah, but it's got to be an individual operating the camera. And you have to read the rules on what has to be done in order to set them up, how often do they have to be calibrated, and all that stuff. Like I said, they set the fines so that it's easier for people, especially in Greenwich, to pay $150 than to fight it.
Now, if people don't know, Connecticut, Greenwich is one of the wealthiest parts of Connecticut. It borders New York City. Housing market is through the roof. You know, one of the most, actually the most expensive property sold in the country was in Greenwich, Connecticut.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what they call Greenwich Village?
No, that's New York City.
That's New York
Okay,
City.
That's where all
just
the
confirmed.
libtard whack jobs live.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Just asking.
You have more electric cars in Greenwich than you do
That's
gasoline
where
cars.
they have like the gay pride parade and all that bullshit. Yeah.
I want to have a heterosexual pride parade.
No comment.
Oh boy, that's what I love about this YouTube channel.
Yeah. So,
We're all on the same side.
yep. So,
Yes, we are.
PA, what do you think about it?
I think it's bullshit. Taking our rights away from us. I don't think it's right.
Now,
Where-
Greg, you work on antique motors and motorcycles. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The motorcycles that you work on, big survey cars and flatheads and panheads and even shovelheads, didn't come with mufflers. So if it didn't
No.
come that way from the factory, it's a factory restoration, it's going to be over to DB or actually be against the law, because if the factory didn't install it and it's a factory restoration, you can't put mufflers on it.
Yeah, but you
Exactly.
can't make it worse because
And
it can't get any noisier than it was out of the factory.
and what they did back in the day, like the survey cars and some of the WLs, if you look at the pipes that come back, and it almost looks like a fishtail at the tip.
Yep.
Well, that's one. That fishtail is for back pressure and to quiet it down. There's no, mufflers, none in it.
Pipe,
Oh, Cholo.
which is against this proposal for the law. It is a straight pipe.
But it's got to be different as far as the years of the bike. That's the way I would feel. Like
Yeah.
I put in comments, my uncle back in the 70s and 80s, you know, they didn't have decibel levels, but they thought your bike was too loud. The cops would come up, like you were saying, Doc, with a broomstick. They use their nightstick. My uncle's custom bikes with his drag pipes, he put a bolt on the backside of his drag pipes. So if he never got checked, but it was so loud. But if you went up, you would hit that bolt, so it wouldn't go through like you're hitting a baffle or something.
Right.
My Sportster had a screw. You could pull the baffle out completely, and you'd end up with a street pipe. I never took it out, but that was an option.
All the pipes have that, so you can maintain your baffles and repack them.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Well, I have the one survey car in my little garage I'm doing for the guy and stuff, but my personal one I'm building, I have chrome drag pipes for that. That thing's going to be loud.
but the thing is, when your survey car was manufactured, mufflers were not a thing.
No.
So by that proposal, having straight pipes, you're in violation of the law, even though it's a factory restoration.
Basically, yes.
So that is something you could fight and actually win. That they would have to make an amendment to that if it's manufactured after this date, that you have to have mufflers.
And the mufflers they had then, they were pretty much hollow. I mean, I can grab one out of the garage. I'm not going to do it now and show you. There's two pipes that go into one, go back. And it's just a little round canister with a couple little chambers in it. That's it. But it doesn't really quiet it down that much. But
there's something that attenuates the noise as the exhaust is going through.
Right. It was mainly for back pressure more than noise consumption.
What about you, Dark? What do you think about all this? Am I right that they're infringing on a right to freedom of expression?
That's the reason I love case law. Because you throw the case law and constitutional law out on everything, they get really freaking pissed off. Because you're standing for your rights and stuff, you know. I quoted pretty clearly earlier in the show and everything, you know, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. You know, anything that violates that constitutional right, which is Title 18, 241, 242, you can sue the hell out of them, you know, for thousands and thousands of dollars. You know, and you got to realize these are statutes and codes. You can't really say law. You know, real law, it has to go through and pass all the constitutional amendments and the constitutional boundaries. That's the reason why they always pass statutes and codes, because we're underneath a commerce law deal. You know, the United States is a corporation. It's not there's your government back in our day. And the slaughterhouse cases put that in place. I'm coming from the case laws and stuff. And the 14th Amendment was never really ratified.
The last time I heard about a slaughterhouse cases in law school, and that's a long time ago.
Well, yeah, but they're still in effect today. They have never been really challenged. They're still effective today. And the majority of it was about your color of your skin, you know, and how it is prone to it. And when you start bringing these cases up to play and everything, you got to look at the latest one, Bruin decision against New York. Even though it was a Second Amendment case, that Bruin decision trickled down to all kinds of cases. If it don't meet the history text and stuff like that, you get it. Not to mention, you got to look at it on the constitutional side. Who's the injured party? No one. The state cannot be an injured party, period. Now, I don't have the case law in front of me, but I have it in front of me. It's a Supreme Court case law. So, I mean, there's so many angles that go at this and everything, and throw it up. But like you said, the biggest one is freedom of impression. You know, we need these loud pipes and everything so you can hear us. You're in a cave that you might have your radio blare and stuff. You're not going to hear me coming up until after I pass you.
Yep. Okay.
That's what I was.
Hey, Dart, just to clarify, the 14th Amendment was ratified to the U.S. Constitution in 1868 as a landmark amendment addressing citizenship, equal protection, and due process.
Yep.
Look at the vote count. Look at the vote count. We did not pass the complete and unanimous vote.
But it was ratified in 1868.
Yeah.
Well, that's right after the Civil War.
Yep.
How's it going, Greg?
I'm live, actually. Are you putting some big wood in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll make sure you guys stay warm.
Don't
worry, I got it covered, Greg.
All right, I just muted him. All right.
You know, it's worth a good watch is Clarence Thomas's talk that I mentioned in the chat.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
talks about progressivism and all that kind of crap that's going on. And he basically starts off with the government is the government by the consent of the people. It's not the other way around. And people have rights, and the government can't infringe on them. It's not the government gives people rights. It's really worth a watch.
Yeah. It's the people that give the power to the government. And it's the people that can take that power away. Because I know I drink a lot of vanilla shakes with jalapenos and I hallucinate a lot. And I remember reading someplace the government is of the people, by the people, for the people, which means they work for us. We don't
shall not perish from this earth.
Bingo. So I wasn't hallucinating when I read that.
No.
And I believe a lot of our politicians forgot that.
Mhm.
Oh, I would say they haven't forgotten it. They just don't care anymore. They've seen how willing people are willing to give up their rights. Look at 2019. Look at 2020.
2020.
Perfect example. People were willingly giving their rights away.
Yeah.
Yep. Good point, Mike.
I'm going to quote.
And now you got them going on. They found the other ticket now of, we're going to do this for the children. So now they're actually doing stuff now to where, did you hear the latest about what they're looking at doing for computers? You actually have to have, they are trying to pass laws now to where you actually have to give age and verification IDs to even use your computer and operating system. And it's for the children, remind you.
But they're going to use the children, which I understand.
Yeah, they found out
I mean, I do understand there's too much crime going on against little kids and stuff. I do agree with that to a point. But they want too much info on me, and I don't like that.
Well, there's a ton of info that they've already gotten back doors into Windows because that's the reason why it's free.
Every time we used our cell phone, they got my info, you know?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Called public record.
Yep.
You know,
I grew up in the 50s.
That on the unaffiliated. Jamin's like, well, how do you get all this information about me? I said, it's public record.
Exactly.
How much money you owe and who you owe that money to is public record.
Yes. There's nothing you can do about it.
Nope. The only thing that's not public record is your social security number.
Never give that number out.
Which is funny is when I first joined the military in the late 80s, your address was your rank, your name, your social security number, the unit you're assigned to, and the base you were at.
Mm-hmm.
My dog tags have my social security number on it.
Yep.
They still do.
Well, I don't know about other states, but you know, our driver's license used to have our social security number on it. And I can't remember what year it was. It was years ago, and I had to get mine renewed. And the lady asked us, "Do you want your social security number on there?" I said, "Well, is it supposed to be on there?" She says, "No, you don't have to have it on there no more." It's like, no, take that off.
Yep. Massachusetts had it that way. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Connecticut, I've been licensed since 1986. Never had my social security on there.
Yeah.
No, but your registration had your social security number on it.
No, my registrations never did. Just my license did. But I can't remember what year it was. No, you don't have to. Maybe there's still some states that do that, but no, I don't want that number out there. So.
No, I think they stopped all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
They actually been talking about when I retired from the military in 2020. They were talking about bringing back service numbers because of the Social Security issue.
I thought they did. No? What's your serial number is not your serial number was your Social Security?
When I first joined the military in January of 1989 until I retired in March of 2020. Now there was a 10-year break in service in the middle there. No service number.
Huh.
Okay.
You
Never
have
mind,
another
right back. I gotta take my dog
DOT?
out.
Well, was the service number, because I regret it. I was never in the service, but it was your service number, your social security number back in the day?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, in World War II, not. Everybody got a serial number. In Vietnam, it was your social security number. So your
Okay.
dog tag had your whatever your service number was. And
The reason I ask that, because if your service number was your social security number, ain't that like, quote unquote, a public number?
back then it was.
I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you could look it up and say, yeah,
Yeah.
here's his service number. That's his social security number.
Yeah, but that's before people started using social security numbers to steal money from people.
Right.
You know,
When the world was right.
in the 50s, everybody behaved. Right? There was a standard of conduct. I mean, even
Right.
you went on an airplane trip someplace, you got dressed up for it. You know, it was a whole different way of life.
Yes.
And, you know, people respected each other's privacy and, you know, they
Right.
men treated women the way women should be treated. And, you know, it may sound chauvinistic now, but that's the way it was.
No, it's not
Gradually
chauvinistic.
over
It's
time,
being
That's the way it should be, Bob.
Yeah.
To this day, it would be, to this day, it'd be better if it was still that way.
Absolutely.
You know, I
Social
still,
media killed it.
I still hold the door open
Oh.
for women. You know,
I think it's more feminism than social media, but social
Well, I
media
think
did
I
help
agree.
spread it pretty good.
I agree.
Because they got, we don't need this. It was hilarious. We had a girl at work start that up, and we're like, okay. And we sat there one day, listened to her fight with the door for over an hour. And then someone keys up the radio and goes, "Oh, I thought you said you didn't need a man. Have fun. We'll see you sometime tonight."
I actually held the door open for a woman once. It's like, I don't need a man to hold the door for me. She says, okay. So I slammed the door in her face.
I worked in
Hey, guy.
She opens up the door and she goes, that was rude. I said, so you didn't need me to hold the door open for you. I was just trying to be nice. I don't care if you're a male or a female. If you're coming in after me, I'm going to hold the door open for you. It's called being human. It's called being nice.
I'm old school. Yeah, I'm old school. I hold a door open for a woman. I told them to hold a car door for my wife. She said, you don't have to do that. I just still do it. It's just in there.
I worked in a place years ago. We get a memo, and this is a place that had probably 400 or 500 people working there. We get a memo. We were no longer allowed to compliment the secretaries on their dress.
Sexual harassment.
You look nice today.
Mm-hmm.
Sexual harassment.
And I'm thinking, okay, so what I would do, secretary would come in. Good morning. I'm not allowed to tell you you look nice today.
But I can't tell you what I'm thinking.
That you might get in trouble for.
It comes down to common sense and common courtesy. But, I mean, these lawmakers are just getting out of control. They want to pass more laws.
Oh, especially in blue states.
Yeah. I mean,
It's all the blue
about
states.
gun control laws, who do they affect? Not the criminal. They affect law-abiding citizens.
Abiding citizens.
Yes.
Right? Here's a hint to the lawmakers. If you're listening, and I hope you are, here's a hint. Gun control laws don't work with criminals. They're criminals. They don't follow laws to begin with.
Look at Australia.
Well, like the old saying, it's been around forever. If you outlaw guns, only outlaws have them.
Bingo.
Yep.
You know, you can take my illegal guns away from me, stuff like that. Doesn't mean that street gang down there in Chicago, whatever, they're going to get all they want.
And the rest of us can't protect ourselves.
So,
Right.
Bob, riddle me this, right? Cities and municipalities do gun buybacks, no question asked, all the time, right?
Right.
So a gun was taken in and marked to be destroyed. 2 years later, a gun was seized that was marked to be destroyed
Yeah,
Could've gotten a
I've heard.
handful of
Yep.
somebody else. Tell me how that happens.
I've heard that story before in Chicago and
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Yep, crooked
Yeah.
cops.
You can't tell me when they lay all them guns out there and there's some cop there looking at that table and say, oh man, that's a sweet looking 357, and it kind of just disappears, you know? Bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, I'm going to hop off and everything. I'm going to leave with this and everything. If you really want to learn your Constitution thoroughly, Hillsdale College is offers a free online course, and then sign up for it, and you can get down to the nitty gritty. They teach a lot more than just that.
We get
Thanks,
those
Dark.
notifications from.
Or you can hit up Evil Rick when you see him. He always has pocket constitutions to hand out.
I do
Yes, he
too.
does.
I got mine. I
Yep,
carry mine.
I have
So
I have multiple copies. I keep one on my nightstand, and it's not there as a decoration. I read it when I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
it's full
with
of
that being
great
said,
information.
take care.
Yep.
All right, Dark. Talk to you later. Be safe out there, brother.
You have to know your rights. Period.
I want to get one of those pocket constitutions. Somebody bring me one to mobbing.
I can't believe you don't have one.
Me neither. You think
You
I
didn't get
would?
one from Evil last year?
Yeah, I don't have one.
No. And I sat there, I camped out at Jamin's Yard last year, which I'm going to do this year on Tuesday. I'll be there with Evil. I'm going to get one from him.
Get
Shoot.
me one.
I mean, it's very important to know your rights. True story.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a bar in Trumbull, Connecticut.
You at a bar.
Yeah, believe it or not.
No.
Yeah.
And I was there with one of my club brothers. We were both fully patched.
They have bars in Trumbull.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And the cops came and shut down the bar and requested that nobody leave. I'm like, why? You can't hold us here. Yes, we can. No, you can't. What crime have we committed or feel that we've committed? Well, we got reports of underage drinking. I says, at the time, I was 40 years old. My buddy was 50. And I said, do we look like we're underage? I'll show you our IDs. You can't hold us here. That's against the Constitution.
No.
You are holding us against our will. You are detaining us against our will, and you're detaining us unlawfully. And my buddy says, hold on a second. Pulls out of his pocket Constitution, goes right to the page and says, what does this read? You can't do this. The cops read it and says, okay, you two can go. And everybody's screaming and yelling, why are you letting them go? He's holding up the Constitution outside the window yelling, they can't do this. You know your rights. And a cop says, I'll have you arrested for breach of peace. Outside of a bar? Good luck with that in court. And I looked at the cops and says, if any of you follow us and pull us over for a DUI check, that's entrapment.
Yeah. You're 100% right on that, Doc.
You have to.
I mean, it depends on every situation is going to be different, though. You know, like you said, they're looking for an underage drinker. You're 40 years old, you know, at that time. And it's like,
you can't detain the mass because you were told people were drinking underage. What
exactly.
You they could walk in and spot check IDs for people who look like they're underage.
Exactly.
And then you hold the establishment responsible because there's a person at the door checking IDs.
Well, they get a lot of liquor stores and bars here, and it's been a while, a few years, but especially liquor stores, the cops and stuff would send somebody in on purpose underage, and they'd get, you know, bring out packaged liquor, and then they nail them, you know.
That's entrapment.
That's different. That's entrapment, but
There ain't no but
easy
too.
case.
but the cashier didn't check their ID, you know, so that's where they get them. Well, you're supposed to check. I don't care if he looks 50, 60 years old. You're supposed to check their ID, you know. That's the law here.
Well, then you got the ones that go, well, that's a fake ID. Well, okay, how am I
Right.
supposed to know the difference?
Oh, wait a minute. In the 60s, we didn't have photo licenses.
We had paper.
We had paper, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
With a name and a date of birth on it. and the guy checking IDs at the door had no clue whether, number one, it's real, number two, it's the guy who's holding it, or anything. Okay, you got ID, you're in. You could be 13 years old and have an ID from, somebody that's 25.
18 years old, because the drinking age in Connecticut back then was 18 years old.
Yeah. And does a 13-year-old look like he's 25? Of course not, but he's got the ID.
Yep.
But that's the
Well,
way
I used to do it all the time here in Illinois when I was in high school and stuff, because I live out right here by Wisconsin. It was 21 in Illinois, 18 in Wisconsin. I was going to the bars with all my buddies at 17, getting all the bars. And then 18, I got grandfathered in. We used to go to Wisconsin. I mean, it's 1 mile up. Yeah, it's like playing, party and stuff, and then get nailed when we get back to Illinois. But
when I was 18, the drinking age in New York was 18, but Connecticut was 21. So we used to go into New York and go to like Polos and RPRs and all that just over the border because it was legal for me to drink.
right, that's what we did.
we used to go to Portchester, Vista, and Brewster.
Yeah, Portchester, Brewster, Polos, and RPRs.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Greg, you don't have an excuse. At Mobbin last year, Evil Rick put 100 pocket constitutions on the desk at Drew's tent area. So
You know what? And I was up at 10 earlier. Yes, it was my bad. I didn't look. I talked to Drew. I talked to everybody. It was my first time. I didn't look at pamphlets and this and that. I was just, I was handing you beers. I was handing you beers out of my little pocket cooler I had there, Doc. So I just,
I grabbed an extra pocket constitution because guess what? You can never have too many.
I got to get me one this year.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
was
bad.
definitely-
Have too many, especially with the way the amendments are happening now. You really have to keep up.
Yep.
You really have to keep up.
Luckily,
so Doc, I know you got Doc. You're gonna be on vacation to Mobbin, but you got two jobs for me. One, get me a pocket constitution,
That's on you.
and and two, my left lane syndicate sticker that I didn't buy from them. You said you'll save me one of yours and give me.
Yeah.
I got the poster, I got the sign stuff, and I didn't buy a damn sticker.
Remember before I pack to remind me, and I'll make sure I pack one up for you.
'Cause I was gonna buy one. You said, "Oh, I got plenty here."
All right, hold on. Let me do this. What? Let's see.
This is shit. We got one more week of April, so it's going to May. So we're what, a month and a half away?
Yep.
Almost 2 months?
hey, Doc, tomorrow might be a good writing day.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Tomorrow I'm working all day. Then I'm coming home and I'm working in the shop.
Oh.
I have tires and brakes I have to do for somebody. I have my 1K to do. Then I have to try and get this bike that doesn't run on the lift to find out why he has no oil pressure.
What kind of Harley is it? With no oil pressure, may I ask?
A 2001 Road King. One of these, Greg? That's what you want?
Yep, that's the one.
All right.
I got one on my.
I bought their big
post.
I told you. Well, I showed you pictures. I had a video and stuff. I met Wayne on the guys and stuff up there at Milwaukee, and I bought the big poster thing like you got hanging behind you, this and that, and I actually got a hat and everything. I forgot to buy a damn sticker.
Surprised he didn't give you a couple stickers with your purchase. But
Probably, but they were so busy. There was a lot of people, so.
Cupcake Mobbin, so that's
So-
my reminder.
I was at a Indian open house thing Saturday, and on my Indian, I got on the front sticker it says "Left lanes for crime," and there was a cop down there, and he's walking by and he's looking at the bikes, and he goes, "Man, look at that sticker. That's pretty cool, ain't it?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty neat." He goes, "I wonder whose bike that is." I said, "That's mine."
What part of Pennsylvania are you?
Me? I live in Shippensburg.
Never heard of it. Where is it?
South of Harrisburg, Chambersburg,
York?
Gettysburg.
Around York?
Huh?
Around York?
Yeah. I'm an hour away from New York. I mean York.
You know, some buddies of mine go to what is it? The NHRA Nationals down in Maple Grove.
Maple Grove, yeah.
And then I heard they sold it, so I don't know if we're going down this year.
I'm only like 30 minutes from there. And they still race down there, so
Oh yeah, the track's still there, but they sold it from an NHRA to a what is it? AH or IHRA?
Hey, Rick, I got you.
yeah. I am originally from Connecticut.
Oh, where?
Yeah, my wife was in the military. We moved to North Carolina on a military transfer, and then we came here. The only reason why we didn't move back to Connecticut, one, taxes, and two, the gun law.
Good night, Mrs. Guns. Have a good evening.
Night, Mrs. Guns.
Well, Rick, I got you. Want two for your trailer? I got you.
I'm originally from Ledyard, Connecticut.
Oh, Ledyard. Okay, Eastern. Electric.
Hey, Bob, are you still riding? You said you were in the Blue Knights and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he rode up to my house with the bagels.
Oh, that's that Bob. Okay, well, that's the first time I've seen him and stuff. I don't know him personally. Why don't you come to Mobbin? You should come to Mobbin.
So, Bob, being with the state police, you probably remember Eric Johnson.
No.
I know all them guys up that way. My brother-in-law was an ex-state trooper.
How long ago?
McNulty.
Yeah.
I know. I remember McNulty, but I would have been the 70s and almost probably till about 88.
Yeah, that's about when my brother-in-law retired in 89.
Bob, how many years? Bob, how many years were you in?
13.
He medically retired. He got in a bike wreck and lost his leg.
Oh.
But yeah, he was very well known.
I'll be right back.
Out there, yeah.
He did the narcotic task force.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the gang thing, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, he just died 3 years ago.
I worked in the unit that did motorcycle gangs.
Yeah, my brother-in-law's brother did that.
Who?
Steve Stanford. He's passed now too. But,
yeah, gotta be after me.
Yeah.
Motorcycle gangs or motorcycle clubs?
Well, back then they called them gangs.
Do I have to answer?
No, you don't. I guess Gun's microphone must not be working. He hasn't said a damn word.
No, it's working.
He's still too stuck on that pipe thing.
No, it's working.
Okay.
But no, I worked in all the casinos up there and whatnot.
Oh, okay. Which?
I
There's
worked
you,
at
Guns.
Foxwoods for a while, and then a Mohegan Sun. I was a cook for Bobby Flay.
One of my good friends from years ago worked at Mohegan Sun. He passed away maybe 6-8 months ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all changed up there now. It's totally different. You know,
yeah.
I lived in Wesley for a little bit, and matter of fact, I lived in Wesley is when they were building Foxwoods.
I used to fly out of Groton.
Okay. Yep. That's
Bob, what are you riding these days?
The Groton Airport's right down from Mavcrag, correct, John?
Yeah. What's
Sorry,
that?
PA. I'm sorry, PA.
It's right by Avcrag.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Am I right, Doc?
Yep.
Avcrag. Where? That's Groton. That's where the
Groton Airport.
Where the Robertsons. What are they? Robertsons? With the Jesus nut on top of the propeller. 24 street light.
Okay, cool.
It's a beautiful bike.
I need a new bike just so I can keep up with you guys.
What do you have now?
Well, my newest was my 20. I'm sorry, what's that?
You got a 46 WLA?
I got my newest bike's my 2010 Limited. That's what I travel on, and I got my 2007 Fat Boy.
Well,
I got a 46 Cervicar I'm building. I got a 43 WLC.
Well, that Cupcake, you know what the saying is? It's not how fast the bike is; it's how good the rider is.
Exactly.
Well, he's in rain mode.
Yeah. Well, Corey get it. Well, he rides that like stuck in rain mode, which I don't have mode. So even Corey says, "Hey," he don't say Cupcake. He says, "Hey, rain mode." So I gotta get a little sticker, put on my tour pack on the back. I get one made, rain mode.
I'll see if I can get that one made for you before I come to mobbing.
Dark Soldier's got a question for Bob. Says, Bob, your thoughts on the Florida statute? What statute?
I'll probably guess the new noise one.
Is it the noise, or is it there's something else they were talking
Or the
about?
license
No
plate.
noise.
Because I got a license plate one too now.
And
Right.
handlebar one. Handlebars have to be below your shoulders.
Yep.
They just passed that in Pennsylvania too, and I got 14 apes.
But they had that years ago too with handlebars. The guy was ape hangers, way up there, 20, way up. It was illegal.
Good night, 701. Have a good night, Brock.
Good night, 701.
Yeah.
I don't
Good night, 701.
I don't remember anything in Connecticut about bars.
Connecticut has one. Again, the same brother that was in the pub with me back in 2010, he got pinched for too high of a bar.
Connecticut?
Yeah, by a state cop.
By who?
A state cop.
That's weird. Okay.
And see all this bullshit with the exhaust and the bars and stuff. It just gives you a reason to pull you over. They might let you go over if you're legal, but you know what? It gives them right to search this and that and stuff. And that's what I hate. Right.
They have to have probable cause, and they can't produce probable cause. It's an illegal search and seizure.
Yep.
Exactly. But also, your bike's loud.
Case in point, I was on my way to work. I was fully patched in the 1% club, and I was wearing my patch on my bike. And I had a half hour to go 5 miles, so I had plenty of time to get to work, and I was taking the scenic route. I passed a local cop who was parked in a commuter lot, pulls out, ripping fast, and I was actually going to speed limit, to be honest with you. I was going to speed limit. I just left a red light. Pulls out, hits his lights and sirens, pulls me over, and gets on the bullhorn, 7 a.m. in the morning in a residential neighborhood. Do you have any weapons? And I put my hands up. No, I have no weapons. Again, I'm a 1% club guy wearing a full patch.
Right.
I turned the bike off. I put the kickstand down, and I put my hands on the bars. He comes up to me. He goes, starts screaming at me. Where are you coming from? Okay, I'll play your game. That way. Where are you going? That way. What are you doing? I'm trying to ride my motorcycle. He goes, you a smart ass? I says, no. But before you ask me any more stupid questions, I'm going to hand you the business card of my lawyer, which was the lawyer for the Constitution, for the Confederation. And he is known for suing police departments and winning. I handed him that card, said, any more stupid questions, you contact my lawyer. He looked at me, and I said, am I being detained? He says, no. At that point, I picked up my bike, kicked up the kickstand, started it. He goes, what are you doing? I said, you said I'm not being detained. And I took off like a bat out of hell, and I gave him a reason to chase me and pull me over, and he did it.
Yeah.
That was
You're right doing that.
Stop. He had no reason to stop me. Now, I'm checking your registration, insurance, and your license. That's bullshit. You could run the plate.
Yeah.
All right. So that's an illegal stop. There was no reason.
If your tail lights out or something like that, okay, that gave him a reason to pull you over.
The only
But-
probable cause he had is I'm wearing a 1% patch from a 1% club.
And that's profiling.
Bingo. Good night,
Yeah, it's
Damon.
happened to me.
And that's bullshit.
Now, Bob, being a retired cop, am I 100% correct with that? As soon as he says you're not being detained, you can leave.
Well, what I used to do is I'd see something that looks wrong, pull them over, and take a friendly approach.
Yep.
Right?
I'm on a completely legal
Be on,
motorcycle.
be on alert, just like it's somebody in a car. Protect yourself, but don't act like an asshole. And don't treat the guy like a piece of shit.
Yep. I let the police officers.
And I'd end up talking, oh, nice bike.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I let the police officer, the law enforcement officer, set the tone of the conversation. He comes at me screaming and yelling. I'm coming at him screaming and yelling. He comes at me
Sometimes.
and I'm the same person. I've gotten pulled over, and Mel's my witness. I've gotten pulled over for, a rolling stop or, illegal right on red or, driving a little too fast over the speed limit. And the cop says, you know why I pulled you over? I says, yes, which is completely wrong. Never admit fault because now you just gave yourself a ticket.
Right.
I said, yes, I do. I'm sorry. I was a little distracted thinking about this or that, or I'm running a little late for work or whatever. I'm sorry. You're right. And 99.9% of the times, if it's not the beginning or the end of the month where it's quota time, if they don't have a quota. They don't have a quota.
Oh, yeah.
If they don't write enough tickets, they get written
Oh,
up.
yeah. I've been there.
So if you're honest with them and they set the tone where it's a nice, friendly conversation, you have a nice, friendly conversation, things will go in a good way. Now, even when I wore an outlaw patch, and I'm still considered an outlaw, I'm in all the databases, all the alphabets. Oh, yeah.
Could have fooled me.
I don't care.
Could have fooled me. I mean,
not all outlaws are criminals.
That's right.
It's a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a huge difference.
So,
but you stop somebody, you're friendly with them, and then you kind of look down and the engine number's ground off, the VIN number's ground off the frame. Now what do you
have probable cause.
What's the cop supposed to do?
Yeah,
it's
that's probable
hitting them
cause.
right in the face.
But
you know what? And Doc, you can agree or not, but if that's the lifestyle, that's the lifestyle. And you may take a hit sometimes, but that's
here's a funny thing.
Kind of the way it is. But
The
people
club
are human.
I belong
People
to,
need to be treated as humans.
If your bike wasn't correct, you got hit with a fine.
Yeah.
And you had to make that bike correct, which means you had the registration, your insurance, and your license in order.
Or if it's stolen.
And
if it's stolen, it's not
You got
allowed to
stolen
ride
bike.
with the pack, and you're not allowed to ride it with your patch because it
And
comes back to the club.
Right.
And that's the start of a RICO case.
Yeah, but I go back to the 70s where it was a little different. It was before they started with RICO and all of that. But
my cousin, who was a deputy sheriff, he passed away, but good for him. He was a biker too and stuff like that. And he always told me, Greg goes, I pull people over all the time. He'd be one is, if you're too drunk to drive, he'd give you a phone, call somebody.
Oh,
he goes, but if that person is an asshole to me, I'm an asshole to him, he's going to jail. All I got to do is be respectful and nice to any of us, this and that. He goes, most time you're going to get off of it, or we're going to give you a phone call. Hey, you know what? Get off your bike, get out of your car, have someone come get you.
Yep.
But if you become an asshole, and no, I'm sorry, you're going to jail.
Back in the day, I can't remember how many people I encountered at night who ended up on the shoulder without the keys to their car, taking a rest for an hour or two.
Huh?
And their keys would end up back in their car a while later, but that was the way we handled it back then.
Yeah.
Or back
No
then,
accident, nobody got hurt.
back then, if somebody was too intoxicated to drive, the police officers would drive them home.
Right.
That's what my brother-in-law used to do.
I did that for a guy at 6:30 on a Christmas morning.
Yeah.
The
Very
wife,
awesome of
the
you to
wife,
do so.
you should have seen the look on the wife's face.
I don't know if I don't know if the new young cops are that nice anymore. You know, but
Too much pressure. Too many
Yeah,
people
these younger
looking
cops
over their
today,
shoulder.
they
Well, remember I said about the quotas, which there isn't one, but there is, right? If a cop doesn't issue so many tickets within a month, he gets written up. And he gets,
Yeah, but the number used to be very low in my.
I don't know if I believe that or not, honestly, Doc. I don't know. I hear so many different stories, but
it's a true statement because I still have friends in law enforcement.
what the problem is? Nowadays, you got all this profiling data statistics bullshit.
which makes a lot of people hate cops.
Yeah.
I don't like cops. I don't want them here, but you know what? I have some friends that are cops and stuff like that. They don't ride and stuff like that, but you know what? I'm sorry. You're my friend. You know, we grew up together. You're a cop. I'm not, but it doesn't make me hate you.
I have friends that are, you know, at my age, their career law enforcement, whether it's state or local, and believe it or not, a couple FBI, and my best friend from the Army, he is a lieutenant in the anti-gang part of his police department.
Yeah.
When I went to his retirement party, I was a past member of a 1% club. So,
did you wear your colors?
No. But the tattoo's right there.
Yeah, but yeah, Doc, I've seen your tattoos. When I first met you stuff, I saw that one tattoo, and I'm not going to bring up that we were at that bar, this and that, and mobbing, and you talked to another club. But anyways, what I was getting at is, yes, I have a lot of friends who are cops, this and that. And a lot of people make mistakes. They go, well, I know so-and-so. I never do that. Just because my cousin was in the sheriff department, or I know this person or that person, you know what? I'm going to be nice to you, but I never bring up another, I might know this cop. I might know this and that. I never do that.
Listen,
that's a wrong thing to do.
I sit there and I judge a person by who they are, not what they are. Right?
Yeah.
I have friends that are in outlaw motorcycle clubs, and I have friends that are law enforcement. Is there a time when they're at my shop at the same time hanging out? Absolutely. Is there a time where I go hang out with them and go hang out with those? Absolutely.
Yep.
But, it's different. And we treat each other with respect. We treat each other like we're human beings. And that's what it comes down to. And
you never use their names, whether it's a club name or a cop name, to get yourself out of trouble. Never.
Actually, one time I did. I got pulled over by a city cop. A friend of mine who was my drum instructor when I was a small child, who's known my family for years, was the intern chief of police for that municipality.
But you were a kid.
No. I was an adult. I was over 40 years old when I got.
I thought you said when you were a kid. I'm sorry.
This cop, no, I've known him since I was a child. This police officer came at me screaming and yelling for no reason. And I picked up my phone and I started calling him. I go, he goes, who are you calling? I says, your boss. I go, you don't know who the fuck my boss is. Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm talking to him, and Joey's going, his name's Joey, and Joey's like, who is that? I says, this is one of your officers, how they treat a traffic stop. He goes, what'd you do? I have no clue. He goes, put him on the phone. I says, your boss wants to talk to you. Trust me, for your career's sake, you might want to take this call. I've never seen a person change color so fast and hand me back the phone and says, "You have a nice day."
I've never been that lucky.
So I looked at the officer and said, "Do you know why?" So you're going to tell me why he pulled me over? He goes, "Have a nice day," and he left.
Doc, a week or two ago, George Christie had a video
Mm-hmm.
about a gentleman who was from Connecticut. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that one.
Did you ever hear Diamond Dan?
Yes,
Mhm.
I know.
Uh-huh.
It was about
Yeah.
Diamond Dan.
I know Diamond Dan personally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, he's gone now, but
Yeah, but I know him personally.
You knew him personally.
Well, I knew Sonny Badger personally. Sonny Barger. I knew him personally. I went to Arizona for an NCO academy. When I come home, I get a phone call from Sonny going, "What the? You were in Arizona? You were an hour from me. You don't even call me. Let me know you're in town. You could have hung out." I said, "Sonny, I was there for the Army." And he goes, "I don't give a, you know." I said, "Sorry, Sonny. Next time I'll call you." So
yeah, but I met him when he was on vacation once.
Diamond Dan or Sonny?
Sonny was a good
No,
guy.
Diamond Dan.
Yep.
He had his khakis on.
Mhm.
Yep. I remember the whole thing, Free Diamond Dan, the fundraisers for his legal defense and all that.
Oh, yeah. But which one?
Yeah. Well, the last one, he went to jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Then they let him out, and he ends up in a motorcycle crash.
Yeah. It happens. You know, it happens.
Yep.
I mean, I was just reading the news the other day. Someone I know from a national club got arrested again. He's out. He's seeing a patrol officer. He's got a ghost gun, evading, and all. He's going to jail for the rest of his life. It happens.
Yep.
It's people you know. That's all it comes down. It's people you know, and I treat everybody with the same level of respect.
You
I
don't
always
know
let
who
that
you know.
person set the tone of the conversation, whether you're law enforcement or not. If you're going to come at me screaming and yelling, I'm going to come at you screaming and yelling. And I did the same thing in the Army. When my company commander, when I was a platoon sergeant, started screaming and yelling at me without knowing all the facts, I screamed and yelled back at him. Says, "How dare you scream and yell at me?" I said, "You set the tone of the conversation." And he kept going. And he had the captain's bars. And if you know what captain's bars look like, they look like a pause button. And on
they do, don't they? No, I think about it.
ACUs and the ACUs, it was like in the center of the chest. And I'm poking at it. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm hitting the pause button." It's broken. And that was his reaction. He started laughing. I says, "Now, are we going to sit and talk about this? Or are you going to continue screaming and yelling and nothing gets accomplished?" We're in the middle of Afghanistan. I got missions that are launched. I got maintenance going on. I don't have time for this. What's the problem? And the problem was he heard one side of the story, didn't talk to me to find out what happened. And once we got done, I said, "So, sir, I understand you were an NCO in the infantry. What you're upset about is NCO business. You're a captain. You're an officer. Leave NCO business to the NCOs." And he's like, "You're right." And I says, "All right, have a nice day. Let me go back to work."
That's all it takes sometimes. Stand up to them, this and that, and prove your point.
Standing up to him, it's diffusing a situation. Number one. Number two, having an actual conversation to diffuse the situation. Because once you have that conversation, and if you're 100% right or even 75% right, it will go your way.
And Doc, like you were saying, sometimes you got to raise your voice to diffuse it, and then sometimes you got to lower your voice. Every situation is different. How you put it across to diffuse that situation. Let's talk like men here, you know?
Yeah, the problem is that sometimes the guys with the stripes make the guys with the bars look good, and the guys with the bars don't realize that.
But just in general,
I told my friend's son, who was a West Point graduate, when he was about ready to graduate West Point, I said to him, I says, look, you're going to your first duty station. Surround yourself with some good NCOs. They can either make or break your career because they've been around a long time. They know what's going on. Okay, yeah, you got a 4-year degree from West Point. That's no small feat, but you have zero experience on how the Army actually works. You have zero experience. He was going to be a tank. His job was a tank commander. So you have zero experience of what it means to command a tank. So surround yourself with good NCOs and you'll be fine. Just trust your NCOs because they can either make or break your career.
And they have no idea how the black market works until they get in there.
And that's the same thing in life, Doc, whether you're military or not. You can go to colleges, have all these high-end degrees and this and that, but you don't have the experience. You have to have the experience, just like those mechanics and stuff. And Doc, you're right there with me and stuff like that. 42 years into that, oh, you don't know shit. I said, well, no, you want, it's the experience that teaches you and learns you about life more than just a textbook reading.
Hey, RVL, yeah, that when that ACR came out of your head, that's the time to say, you know what? Know your limits. If it's above your limits, send it to a shop. If nobody knows what ACR, it's an automatic compression relief valve. It's on all your Milwaukee 8 and some of your later twin cams.
And it gets hot.
Well, his flew out of the head.
Yeah, so did mine.
I have ACRs on my 103 2010.
Yeah.
That's why I ain't got the.
My buddy's got his 2009 Ultra. He goes, well, I don't have that. You can't have that. Well, no, yours is a 96-inch motor. I got a 103. It's got ACRs on it.
Automatic compression release.
Yeah, because man, you
You'll
have
hear it when you turn your bike on. You'll hear the pump, and you hear them go click and open.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that click is?
My old girl
I always thought it was just a fuel pump.
No, you hear the click and the fuel pump come on. The ACR is clicking open, and when you crank over, that compression will close them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they're there to save your starters.
Yeah, the twin cams have it too.
I wouldn't say necessarily it's a common problem because I know mine stayed in for about 70,000 miles before I decided to let loose. But then again, though, the whole bottom of the motor was brand new.
I've seen an ACR come out when I told somebody they had a water pump failure. They need to replace the water pump. They says, I don't have the money for it. I said, then don't ride the motorcycle because heat cycling that aluminum without proper cooling will soften the aluminum.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't believe me. And within a couple days, the rear ACR popped and he ended up buying a head and a water pump.
And that's a special socket on the M8s. My buddy in 2019, he still has it now, Street Glide, with the 107 and stuff like that. And he was losing compression. He couldn't figure it out. And they figured it out and he took it to the shop and it took a special socket and stuff like that to get in there and do that. And he had to pay for that. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know those motors. I'm old school,
but special socket at all. I'm going to show you. I modified one of my sockets because those sockets are freaking expensive. So
if he did it on his own, he's a machinist. After he did his stuff, he looked at it. He goes, "I could have made that because he's a machinist," but he didn't know at the time.
Yep. So I ordered a socket off of Amazon. It's a 13/16 socket, and I took my cutoff wheel and I cut a relief in for the wire for the ACR, and that's all.
So is it basically like an oxygen sensor socket for a car where it's got the slot on the side?
But you need a thin wall socket because you're going in between your upper and lower rod.
Right, you got to go because you got to go inside there. So
I cut up a deep well socket for 13/16 and done.
Okay, it's taking the same type of socket as it does on my 2010 to adjust the fog lights. Because the socket on the fog lights, it has to be cut out for the wire.
Oh wow.
Yep. So
I know it cost about almost $2,000 to get the heads replaced with the ACR.
well, that head is 800.
Well, yours blew out, so it probably pulled the threads and everything out of it.
Yeah.
Yep. The head
Which
is
I
about
suppose, down the road, people say, "Oh, I'll put a damn not a helicoil, the excerpt or whatever, the steel one, and put it in its place."
not enough meat to do that. So,
So I don't know the M8, so yeah, I'm too young, I guess. I don't know the M8s.
So, like I was saying, the heads are like $800. So you can't do them yourself. The problem is when you pull that head, make sure not to crack the seal on that lower gasket for your cylinder, for your jug, because if you do, then you're pulling the jug and then replacing that gasket. Might as well at that point hone the cylinders and put new rings in, and now you open up a whole new can of worms.
Right. But hell, if I got to hone the cylinders, hell, I might as well just have them bore it out and go bigger.
Now you're
It
buying
just doesn't end.
So you're just going down a wormhole, and that's something you don't want to do.
We've been there and done that, haven't we?
I got a couple of bikes I'm opening up a can of worms on
Yeah.
that I really don't want to do.
How's
Then turn it down, Doc. Just turn it down. So you know what? I'm too busy and I got to put miles on my own bike. I can't do it.
Yep.
Did you get that bolt backed out yet? That snapped?
The what?
The bolt that snapped in the pad or block or whatever it was.
No, that's one of the bikes that's a can of worms I don't want to open up. But I'm going to have to.
What bolt? Is that new to me? What bolt broke off?
A rocker arm support bolt on an 88 cubic inch motor.
Evo or twin?
Twin cam, 88 cubic inch. Twin cam. The rocker
bolt broke.
Yep. Snapped 3 threads deep into the head. So I got to pull the head so I could get at it straight with the drill bit and hopefully pull it out with an easy out.
Put some heat on the Doc.
Well, where it is, I really can't heat it up too much without warping the head.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, what I would do, pull the head and stuff like that, and that's why I do aluminum. I put wet rags around that head, soaking wet, and then just heat that area so the rags will absorb that heat. You know this. I ain't teaching you nothing, but
the head and not the bolt where it is.
Okay. I mean, I'm not there to look at it and stuff with you and stuff. So I'll just.
It's a rocker arm support bolt. It's almost in the center,
In the center of the head there.
Almost, yeah.
Rear cylinder or front cylinder?
Rear of all. No, front cylinder. Thank God it's the easy one. Thank God it's the easy one.
Yeah, it's an easier one. What kind of bike?
Road King.
Road King. You did say that. Huh. Wonder why it broke.
I have my theories, but I can't substantiate my theories.
Right.
So
Somebody did some work on it, put a cam or something like that, didn't torque it right or clean the threads and.
Didn't torque it right and rode it loose and made more noise and started puking oil out of the carburetor because it's not a throttle body, it's carbureted out of the carburetor and everywhere else. And
I think I've seen a video of that.
No, I haven't done a video of it.
Well,
No, not from you. I think I've seen a video about something along those lines.
Well, that's like that guy in Doc. Remember when I did that road glide a couple years ago? That guy's, oh, I'll just do this and that. He bought it. I said, no, we need to do it. He's, no, I just want that. And I said, okay, no warranty stuff and no issues and stuff like that. But yeah, once you do that one, well, what's up with the rear one?
Yep.
You know, and with a twin cam, just like an Evo and stuff like that. Well,
Oh, I already pulled the
I'm sure the
rock-
M8s are that way too. You break that seal. I mean, when you break that seal, taking the head off, you bring the seal between the jug and all the way down to the block, you know? So,
Well, luckily on that bike, that seal's an O-ring. Luckily. And I already told the owner of the bike that might leak from there, but I'm not going to guarantee you it's not going to, because unless you want to rebuild the whole top end, which they don't have the funds for, they're not going to do it.
right, like that guy did with that road glide stuff. And he's got a couple of issues here and there, and he stopped by the other night, wanted to know if I had a kickstand spring. I was like, no.
Thanks, John.
You know, and this bike sounds different. I was like, dude, I told you this and that and stuff like that. You got a little leak here and that. I told you that.
Yep. So,
But he was in such a hurry. No, get my bike on the road. I said, well, I need to, you know, we should pull them both cylinders and reseal the bottom end and hone it.
if you're pulling the cylinders and you're honing the cylinders and replacing rings, might as well replace the head bolt studs. I mean, it just goes on.
It goes and on and on and on, you know.
I've already checked. I already retorqued the rear head rocker arm support bolts and the breather. Retorqued those. 'Cause those once I get the exhaust off, I'm going to pull the cam chest and make sure that the cam plate and oil pump are torqued properly, because they were doing cam chain tensioners.
Right.
So I would make sure those are tight too, because I don't trust the torque wrench that they used.
It just goes on and on and on. Yeah, it's, you want this, you want that. You know, and that guy was such a rush. Oh, I gotta have it. Well, it sounds different. Well, yeah, it sounds good. You got one big one, and it's in the front cylinder. It's probably weak too, but he didn't listen to me. I was like, me and Doc, you know, I had that conversation with you a few times. That was a couple years ago. So I was like, he's like, Greg, you don't warranty it. That's what you told me. No, so I'm not going to. I mean, that bike's still running good and stuff, but it's like, it's not the way I want to do it, you know? I don't want my name on that bike.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is. Just like these two bikes, my name is going to be on them.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second bike is another Road King. It's a 2001. It's got a fun little problem. If he blows compressed air into the oil pan, well, at the oil fill, it primes the oil pump and he's got oil pressure until he shuts the bike off. So I'm pulling the cam chest apart to inspect the oil pump. Well, going back a few years, knowing the history of the bike, his cam chain tensioners, it's an 01 or the spring type, and they exploded. And I found as many pieces as I could. I told him, look, there's going to be pieces throughout the motor. You might end up buying a motor on this, because
Exactly.
they're going to be in oil passages I can't clean out. And even if I split cases and pour the whole thing apart, there's oil passages I can't clean out.
Exactly. Fine metal.
Yeah. Oh, they're not
I
metal.
mean, it's bad enough in a car motor, but a Harley motor, I mean, it's it's you're doing a lot of damage.
One thing I noticed after the cam installed in the header, that there ain't no radio after 65.
Sounds like to me you need to upgrade audio, like I did.
Yep. Sounds like you need new audio. But so yeah, I mean, there's I got two projects that are nothing but cans of worms that I'm opening up this week.
Yeah.
Yay me!
Guns, you working tonight, or are you off for a day or two?
I am off until Friday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my weekend of work, unfortunately.
Well, you got one of them bad schedules. I try to keep up with a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I work 2 days, off 2, work 2 nights, off 3, and I work next week.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Guns put that picture out with you. You were sound asleep under the blanket, but you had a dog and a cat next to you.
Yeah. My dog's a pain in the butt.
Well, I'm
when
the
you gonna
same
try
way.
that new seat out, Doc?
What's that?
I said, when are you gonna try that new seat out?
Probably on Friday because I have to do my 1K. I want the bike's at 990 miles. I don't want to ride the bike and override my 1,000 mile service, which you can, but I tend to not override a service.
I tell you what, Doc. I know you got an issue with Mustang and stuff like that, and I don't blame you, but man, I hope that thing is comfortable because I love my Mustang seats, and that thing looks nice and comfy on there.
Well, Doc has the same seat that I have, but his is the 24 and up seat. But it's
Right.
Like I said to the girl at Mustang, I said, this for the aggravation and grief and dealing with your company, this seat better be the second coming of Christ. Well, I said the second coming. She goes, the second coming of what? I said, the second coming of Christ. It better be that good because if it's not, you're going to hear from me.
oh, it's
But Doc, I really hope this thing works out good for you. Like my old Mustangs, I haven't had one in quite a few years, but I tell you, that is that comfortable as mine was to me, especially my back support. A bunch of us has. Well, Guns, aren't you? You got a Mustang, don't you, Guns?
I got the same seat Doc has, but the only difference between my seat and Doc's seat, his seat's heated and his is made for a 24 and up. Which
Right.
mine
Yeah,
is not.
because yours.
But it's
'cause-
pretty much the same seat.
What year's your bike, Guns?
21.
21. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nine.
they're different frames and stuff like that. But I hope, Doc, I really hope that seat is so comfortable for you that you'll change your mind a little bit. I mean, you got bad service. I don't know why, but
Horrible customer service.
that's a beautiful looking seat, though.
They didn't
It
keep me
is.
updated on the process of the seat. They missed their deadline of 6 to 8 weeks. Then they said 2 more weeks. They missed that deadline. They missed a deadline of, hey, thank you for your voice message. We'll call you back within 24 hours. They missed that deadline. They've lied to me.
That's what pissed me off, because Mustang was always good to me and stuff like that. What pissed me off with you and stuff like that, no communication. I'm sorry, we have an issue with our heated part, this and that. They could have called you or sent you an email. I'm sorry, we got to set it back. We have an issue here and there. Because you know what? Don't send me a piece of shit. Tell me you got an issue. Let's resolve it. I'm happy then.
I didn't hear about they had a problem with the supplier with their heated elements till yesterday. Now, if they told me that on April 7th when I called them, I would have given them a little more leeway.
Right.
If you tell me the seat's in production and it'll be another week or two, then I'm expecting a shipment notification within a week or two of April 7th. And here it is, April 21st. It's 2 weeks and there's nothing. And then when I call, I find out, they had this problem. It's in production. I says, I was told 2 weeks ago the seat was in production.
Right. And I agree with you on that, Doc. I'm not sticking up for Mustang. I thought it was my best seats I ever had. I don't have it on my bike here now, but I still stick up with you. What you're saying, that communication got broken there.
Now,
and that's what's happened to this world today, is communication. I don't care if it's a seat, pipes, or just in general, communication breakdown. It pisses people off.
Now, if they said to me, she said to me, she says, let me go look at your order. Let me go talk to the manufacturing department and find out where your seat is, and I'll call you back in an hour. I said to her, it's 11:32. I expect a phone call no later than 12:32. I says, look, I know it's not personally your fault. Do not take this personally.
Right.
I am not attacking you. I am attacking your company that you work for.
And she got back to you, didn't
She
she?
got back to me in 20 minutes. She says, I am so sorry. Your seat is done. It's in pre-shipment. I'm going to
Yep.
move it to shipment and get it shipped out to you today. And you're only in Connecticut, so you should get it within a day or two. I said, excellent. So before I go to bed tonight, I should see a notification that the seat is shipped. And she said, yes. So all last night, I got the shipment notification, and up to last night, it said shipping label created. Anybody could create a shipping label, and people wonder why I have trust issues. Right. This company has not been trustworthy since the 8 weeks has passed. Actually,
And you're the first one, Doc, that I've heard had that big of an issue with them.
Yep.
I mean, maybe there's many people out there I don't know that have, but you know, I always had a great connection with Mustang seats with my Road King and my 2005. I didn't get one for this bike because I like this factory seat.
Well, that's because they have those seat pans in stock. I understand the 26 is a new model, but it's the same frame from the 23 and a half CVOs. So they had 2 years to have these seat pans in stock.
Yeah, because
But tell me, just like I said, communication. Tell me.
Yeah, because I got my seat in 2 days.
Because they have your seat pan in stock.
Yep.
Right. It's in stock, bam, bam, and it's multi-processed, this and that and stuff. You know what? Just tell me. I got a special order seat. I want red stitching. I want heat and stuff. Well, okay, we can do that in 6 weeks. Well, so 4 weeks later. Well, I'm sorry, Doc. It's going to take a little longer. We got this issue. Yep. They did not communicate with you.
When I ordered my seat from Corbin for Spaceball, I ordered it literally in the middle of Daytona Bike Week at their Daytona storefront, right there on Route 1 in Daytona Beach, Florida. They said custom seat pan, custom fabric, custom embroidery, custom stitching, custom foam. They said you'll have your seat in 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 6
right.
weeks. I said, nah, this is the middle of Bike Week. I'm thinking it's 6 to 10 weeks. No, you'll have it within 4 weeks. I said, you sure? They said, yeah. It was at my house in 3 weeks from the date of order. And I said that to them. And I said to them, I says, your direct competitor, which is Saddleman, who was a runner-up for me ordering a seat from. I said, a buddy of mine ordered a seat. It was heated, custom color stitching like I got, with the rider's backrest. He got it in 1 week from California.
Yeah.
Like, what year is his bike? I said a 25 CVO. No different seat pan than mine.
Well, Doc, I hope Mustang holds their ground as far as their comfort. The ones I've had in the past, all of that. Because if they do, you're gonna love it. My biggest thing with like my Road King and stuff like that, with my Mustang seat, is the touring seat. It lowers you down. But it gave me that comfort. I didn't feel no vibration and stuff, and it brought my legs in closer to the tank. I hope that's what it does for you.
Well, I sat on the bike. It's on the lift. It still is
right.
on the lift because I'm doing the 1K on it. And I sat on the seat. My feet are no further from the ground than they were with the factory seat.
But you got to break it in and stuff. But, yeah, you won't know that seat until you ride it,
Right. I had Mel sit on it. Then I put the rider's backrest on it. I had her sit on it. I sat on it. And I said, see, the rider's backrest, it'll keep you from complaining that I'm sitting in your lap.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's a beautiful looking seat with the picture you gave me and stuff, or gave all of us. That's a beautiful looking seat with the red stitch and stuff like that. And Mel is really going to like that. Because my Road King, when I got it, stuff like that, I rode my wife wasn't riding then. I mean, that's when she first started riding. She wasn't a biker girl and all that. We rode 50 miles. Her ass hurt real bad on that factory seat. And and back then, for the Road King, it was $800. You're talking 2001, some of that. Oh yeah. Then she's like, oh yeah, we can ride now. You know.
Now, the only reason I went with Mustang over Salomon was the passenger seat was a little bit wider
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
than the Mustang.
Yep.
And that's the only reason why, because I wanted Mel to be more comfortable because she wants to come to Tennessee with me this year, and I'm riding to Tennessee again.
Happy wife.
We took our time to get there. We spent 19 hours on the bike to go 800 miles. Granted,
Yeah.
one of the rest stops, we were there for like 3.5 hours, just hanging out and bullshit and have a good time. And it was in Virginia, but you know, we're on the road. We got all day to get there. You know, okay, so if we rode and only took breaks at gas stops for like 10 minutes and kept riding, we could have done the 800-mile ride in 9-10 hours, right? We could have cut it in half. But what? You're going to get there when you get there. And if you're going to get there 9 hours early, now what? You're going to hang around the house instead of riding your motorcycle. You know, getting home's a different story.
Wouldn't you think Mustang, knowing that you have a channel, would have handled this a little differently?
So glad you asked that. Before I ordered the seat, I filled out their affiliate program application. And I called them for about 2 weeks about it. Oh, they got it. Somebody's going to be calling you by Friday. Monday come, hey, I haven't heard anything. You know, what's going on with this? I'd like to get going with the seat. Oh, somebody's going to be calling you. Right then and there should have told me, don't deal with them because nobody called me.
Right.
No, I was going on the impressions that I got at the rallies, talking to the people at Mustang, hanging out at their booths, sitting on their seats and everything. Right then and then, I should have said, you know what? I'm just going to order it from Saddleman and just get her a wild ass, because the Saddleman seat would have been about $400 cheaper, to be honest with you. $400 cheaper. So it would have been $1,100 for everything instead of $1,500.
I had a Saddleman on my Heritage. And when I ordered it from the factory. And I would get emails telling me where it is in the production process.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mustang doesn't do that.
Break that Mustang seat in. I tell you what, if their quality is still as good as it was in the past, Doc, you're gonna love it. Mel's gonna love it. Yeah, and I hope it goes that way, because I know you're very negative because of this, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you for being negative and all that stuff with that, because you know everybody else. Guns, you got a Mustang seat, right? You guys love it.
Oh, my wife loves it. My wife,
Oh yeah, my wife loved. Oh, that was a 9-day difference. My wife.
Only complaint I have with the Mustang seat. This is on me personally. My Mustang seat sets me about a half-inch higher, which I think once the seat is broken, it would sit me a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm.
I love that seat. My wife loves that seat. Loves it.
Dark Soul got a Mustang seat. He hates it. It hurt his ass worse stuff. Well, he's a truck driver stuff. Everybody's ass is different. So everybody's seat's different. It's like,
So like I've been trying to say here is I don't have a negative thing about the seat. I have a negative feeling with the company as far as their customer service goes.
Yeah.
Their customer service is the worst ever. I highlighted Custom Dynamics on their custom service on my channel with a video. They were phenomenal with customer service.
Oh, yeah.
Mustang, on the other hand, sucks at customer service. They suck at communication. They suck at everything. So I said to them, this seat better be the second coming of Christ, because I paid good money for this seat, $1,500. That's not a small amount of money to pay for a seat.
No.
and that's what sucks, Doc, is even if you're happy with this seat and it's the best seat you ever had, whatever, that customer service bullshit and everything you went through is going to stick in your head.
I tell you, if this seat is the second coming in 4 years when I get another bike, because that's my life cycle of owning a motorcycle is every 4 years. And in 4 years, And when I go buy another motorcycle, damn sure when I go buy another seat, Mustang isn't even going to hit the list. They can sit there, hey, we want to work with you on this collaboration. We'll give you the seat and all. I'm like, thank you, but no thank you, because you guys suck at customer service. And I can't recommend you to anybody.
And a lot of people don't think that way. Customer service is a big thing.
It's huge.
That's like when I buy tools off a tool truck. Why do I buy tools off a tool truck and stuff like that? It costs more money. It's the service I get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's Snap-on or whatever, I can buy a Milwaukee tool off my Matco tool. Yeah, I'm paying $30 more for it. But you know what? He's going to service it. I ain't going to take it to Home Depot or ship it in for, he takes care of it all. This and that. You know, it's the customer service.
Yep.
A
And
lot of people forget about that. They think about Amazon shit. There's no customer service with that shit. There,
well,
you know, it's
there is. If you have to return something, and I bought like my electric 8-volt tools that I use in my video, the impact, the battery powered quarter-inch
Right.
ratchet.
Right.
I put on Amazon, and I had a bad battery out of the 2 batteries that came with it. So I called Amazon and I says, hey, I have a bad battery. Is there any way I can replace the battery under this warranty? I mean, it won't take a charge. They're like, all right, no problem. What was your order number? I gave him the order number. I says, all right, we'll send you out another kit. I says, all right, want me to return this one? They said no.
well, it costs too much money for shipping and return and stuff than it is to make the damn battery. So you just keep it shit, you know.
But
Well, that's like
But that's good customer service.
That's customer service with
Yes.
Amazon.
Yeah.
well, that's like when I ordered my lights for the Road Glide, the LED lights for underneath. I had them for like 2 weeks, and the controller box went out. So I contacted the company on Amazon, but hey, this is what's going on. All she did was take a 20-second video of what's going on. So I took a video, sent it to her. Within 2 days, I got a new controller box.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there is good companies on Amazon.
Yeah.
Also, there's also shitty companies.
Yep.
I mean, everybody wants things cheap. You know, to go to Amazon, they go here and there. Some such sucks. Some shit's no customer service. I appreciate good customer service.
Yeah. When I bought the double X headlight for my previous Road Glide at Daytona Bike Week. I went to Custom Dynamics first. They says we can't install it here. Go to Rick Rack. I said, okay, I'll go to Rick Rack because they can do the install. Yeah. So I go to Rick Rack and I buy that with a whole bunch of other lights and stuff. They installed it, and I ended up having one of the LED bulbs in the double X go out. So I called Custom Dynamics. Oh, what was your order number? I says, I don't have an order number. I bought it at Daytona Bike Week this year from Rick Rack. And they're like, okay, no problem. Send us a video of the light being out. Send us in a steady mode, the chase mode, the flashing mode, all the different modes. I said, no problem. So I sent them the video. They're like, did you try swapping the leads on the back of the headlight? Because there's 2 extra leads for the double X glow, for the Pro Glow. I says, no, I haven't. They try that, see if that burnt LED goes from left to right. I said, okay, I tried it. And I said, I called them back and said, nope, it stays on the left side. That one is still burnt out. They're like, okay, is this your address? I said, yes. Okay, we'll ship you out another one. I said, you need a credit card to hold? No, not at all. We'll just ship you out. When you get the new one, swap it out, send us back the one that's bad. Okay, no problem. That's good customer service.
Yeah,
exactly. It seems like a lot of people don't want to put up with all that bullshit. There's a lot of work, but for us, you know what? That's great customer service. They work with you. They talk to you. Try this, try that. You know.
Is Custom Dynamics the cheapest lighting solution on the market? Absolutely
no.
Not. They're the most expensive. But I always say you get what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Top dollar for good products, you're going to get good customer service.
Right.
With Mustang, I paid top dollar plus for a product, and I got horrible customer service.
Right. Yep. And that's rare like I said, it's been many, many years for me, but I've never had an issue with customer service in Mustang. And maybe other people have. You're the first one I've ever known, Doc, that have, and I think that's bullshit. You know, they
Well, I
should
think I'm
never.
the first one
They
to
should
vote
never
for it.
treated you that way. There was no communication.
You know, and never mind my channel, my social media presence, because it's really not that big. If you think about it, it's not that big. It really isn't. I'm still considered a small channel at 6,000 subs. I'm a small channel compared to
Yeah.
people like TJ and Chris, you know, cruising through too.
Oh yeah, they're way up there and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Those are large channels, right? Blockhead is an extremely large channel. Cruisy, an extremely large channel.
a small channel like yours, Doc, could hurt that company.
And that's not what I want to do. I want them to learn, hey,
Exactly.
this is not acceptable. This is not how we treat our customers.
Because they don't know, Doc, even though you're a small channel, I mean, you're getting bigger and bigger, they don't know who you are. TJ watches and Blockhead watches, you know, whatever stuff, you know, that can backfeed, and really hurt them.
Yeah,
They got to be careful.
yeah. You know,
Yep.
and to be honest with you, when I applied for their affiliate program, I had like 5,000 plus subscribers. Not, I think it was like 5,100 or 5,200 for YouTube. I was at 1,500 followers on Facebook, and I had like
Right.
600 followers on Instagram, and they want to know all that. They want to look at they want your channel links and all that, and that's fine. That's who I am to them on social media. Who am I? This is who I am. And
Did
I
they
know
send you did you send you a Mustang sticker with that seat?
Nope. I got
I
no
didn't get one
sticker.
either.
I can't
I
remember
got
if I
no
got a sticker or not. No, I don't think I ever got a sticker from Mustang.
Thank you for your order. None of that. Every time I get something from Advan Black, whether it was gifted to me from Alan or not, or I paid for it, I get, hey, thank you for your order. You know, we really appreciate you and all of that. Same thing with Custom Dynamics. Thank you for your order. We appreciate your business.
You didn't get that from Mustang on an email? No, thank you for your order.
I got a confirmation of that my order was done on February 12th.
Right. But no, thank you for your order, none of that. And
Let that sink in. A confirmation of my order, February 12th. It is now April 22nd that I received the seat.
hey, I got a thank you letter from Chewy.com for my bag of dog food I ordered 3 days ago, and it showed up a day later.
Who's the other?
So
I mean, even OG sends you stickers.
every company, I
Yeah.
mean, God,
Odin.
I don't know how many Advan Black stickers I have. I mean, 2 years ago when I did my first meet and greet with Alan and them, I walked down there. I handed LED in bags.
Well, bring me a Micah Advan Black sticker. Well, actually, Mike's probably got some Advan Black sticker.
Oh,
He
yeah, I
ordered
got
a bunch
plenty
of
stickers.
I don't have an Advan Black sticker.
I handed Eddie. I said, hey, Eddie, you got the stack of stickers that came in every box that I've gotten from Advan Black this past year. Hand them out. I don't know what to do with them. He's like,
Well, hand me one, damn it.
Hey, Greg, which one
Yes,
you
sir.
want? I got this one,
Okay.
or I got this
I like-
one.
Oh, I like that one there. I want
This
that
one?
one.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
want that one.
Okay, I'm bringing the mobbing for you.
I'll just
All
bring
right,
it back.
guns.
yeah. I handed Eddie like 50
I'll bring you guys some stickers, maybe inappropriate to put on your bike, or you might want to put inside your tour pack. But
Greg, did you see the stickers my wife made for us all people?
Oh, that's cool.
James, you found a
Yep.
BSA.
These is
great
magnets,
feature
Mike.
for $2,000. if you could get parts for it, that's a great find. I don't know. I haven't looked for BSA parts, but I'm sure if you could find them, that'd be a great pickup because that's a good bike. Not many BSAs left on the road.
I like them old BSAs and old Triumphs and stuff. They used to buy them things dime a dozen. I should have bought them years ago because now they're getting pricey.
One thing I can say though about Custom Dynamics is tell y'all exactly how good they are with their customer service. The front left lower on the trike, the white LEDs finally went out on it, and I knew they were going out because they started to do their little flash thing.
Flash thing, yeah.
And so before I even contacted them, I went ahead and switched the little barkers around, make sure it was actually still doing the same thing regardless, and it did. So I sat there and called them up. The guy's like, have you switched the things around? And I was like, yep, done all that already. He goes, can you send me a video? I was like, sure. So I sat there and video chatted with him on the phone because I was standing there at the bike, showed them to me. He goes, okay. He goes, we'll send you a new lower and a controller for it.
Yeah.
Now, remind you, these is a set of LEDs that's got 85,000 miles on them.
Lifetime warranty.
Yeah. They didn't even question.
Nope.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know what? Good LEDs ain't cheap.
no.
And it's cheap to make, honestly, so they're not losing no money,
I mean, to be honest with you, think about it. All of Advan Black stuff is made where? In China.
China.
But it's not cheap Chinese junk. It's good stuff.
Not everything from China is junk.
No.
No,
it's like Japanese back in the days. Oh, it made Japan, it's a piece of junk. No, Japan metals and steel stuff is better than ours these days. That's why you don't hear nothing about Japan and stuff that much because their quality is so much like ours and this and that. It costs too much, so it either comes from China or Taiwan.
But Advan Black will build to a standard, not to a price.
Right.
And that's important. When you build to a standard, you're going to get a better quality out of that part than build to a price. Because when you build to a price, what suffers? The quality.
I really don't care where it's made at. I just want the quality. Just like you said, Doc.
You want a good product at a fair price with good customer service.
And quality and customer service.
We'll find out if this is a good product or not that I got. Because damn sure the first thing I'm going to do when I go ride that bike for the first time on Friday, I'm going to turn that heated seat on.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to hear about it before I see you in Mobbin in 2 months here, whatever, a month and a half, 2 months. But
I will see Doc next month.
I'm hoping to hear back from Megan. I'm going to possibly go try to run across her and Mike on Friday.
Oh.
Because they're down in Cyprus.
Who you going to meet up with, Mike?
Hopefully, Meg and Mike, if they're still in Suches or when they're getting.
Are they going down there?
Yeah, Drew posted something saying that they're still showing up down here. And I seen a video from them last weekend where she was saying that she was coming up around going to be around the Atlanta area. So.
And there was somebody else that posted something. I can't remember that they reserved their stuff. Even he's like, yeah, I know it got canceled, but I still have a reservation there. So I'm going. Can't remember who that was.
Friday I'm going to probably head over that way because I'm going to take Stitch out for a ride. Granted, I'm kind of sort of hoping that my redneck fix for the factory exhaust right now holds.
Right. I mean, Drew did the right thing when Drew canceled it and stuff like that because it just got overhead on him and stuff like that. And I understand. He put it all out there and he put out multiple videos. Hey, tell everybody it's canceled. Don't expect none or whatever, but so.
Well, hopefully Zane gets better for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know how that goes. Once one thing happens, you start.
Well, Mike did come to West Virginia, right?
I'll probably more than likely be in the truck, and Stitch will be on the trailer. But Stitch
'Cause you're-
probably won't.
are you
Stitch
getting your
probably won't be
surgery
coming
done?
off the. Yeah, it's on the 5th.
Okay.
So next weekend's my actual last weekend to ride for a while. So
Mm.
that's gonna be lovely.
Well,
No,
brother, I'll still go for it. If you get there and you can't ride, I'll stay at the campground with you for one day.
That's all right,
Well, me-
Mike. If you can't ride it, I'll ride it for you.
Well, me and Doc's
I'm-
got something planned already. So
Yeah, because I'm leaving Tuesday. I'm gonna ride down to Cincinnati and stay at Jamin's house. I pitch my tent. I always bring my tent with me. And then him, me, and Evil Rick, whatever, we're gonna leave Wednesday morning. So I'll be there Wednesday afternoon. James said, "Oh, it's like 8 hour ride." I said, well, it's 5 hours, but with gas stops and Kim ain't going, I can do it in 6 hours. It's like,
I rode up to Drew's the weekend before last on Stitch.
I told Drew, I say, I will be there
Granted-
Wednesday. I'll be there Wednesday. I'll help you set up or whatever you need to do.
Granted, it started out at 75, 80 degrees and ended up at 38 in rain.
Yeah,
I was
it's cold.
Frozen. I was a bit frozen without the fairing on, and
Mhm.
Yeah, that's like coming back from Roanoke this past
I was
weekend.
like, "Oof."
That's like coming back from Roanoke this past weekend when me, Tom, and Duke met up. It was beautiful. Friday and Saturday, beautiful. I mean, beautiful. Sunday morning, we wake up, it's raining. 47 degrees with 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
with a cold ass rain. That just soaks you to the bone and just makes you miserable.
Well, that Saturday in Roanoke, it was 92 degrees. How you
Yeah.
go from 92 to 47.
Mhm.
Yeah. Your body can't take that. It's just like it's a change. It's like, damn. It's like,
Well, it was a little chilly riding home for 3 hours,
yeah.
3.5 hours. It was a little chilly.
But that was Stitch's initiation to riding in the rain. So yeah, I was a bit puckered up for a little while.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, because that was the first time actually riding in the rain, cold, on 2 wheels. Now, if
And
I'd
Doc-
been on the bike, wouldn't have bothered me one bit.
And Doc, you said tonight, because originally you said you weren't going to be there till Thursday, but it sounds like you're going to be there Wednesday now.
Yeah, talking to Mike, it looks like we're getting in on Wednesday.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we'll all be there Wednesday. A bunch of them coming in Wednesday. Just like Doc said, he said, "Well, you know what? If you don't get there Wednesday, you come in late Thursday, you're gonna miss the Thursday ride." I don't know what Drew's got planned. So I think I gotta look at the schedule. I think Thursday night's a bike night at the Harley dealer. You know, that
That sounds
evening
about
and
right.
stuff like that, stuff like that. And then Friday, we ride or whatever this and that. And then we got, I don't know if it's Friday is the mob pass party or whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
I did have a mob pass or whatever. And then Saturday, a big whole down party there at the campground and stuff.
Well,
so.
here's the thing. I bought one mod pass, right, for me, because
Yeah.
I couldn't see buying two for a second one for my wife.
Right.
My wife's not going to be welcome at that party. I'm not going.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He said, "Well, Greg, you got an email." I said, "Well, I got an email when I bought it. That's the only email I got when I bought it, and I'll print up a copy. I don't know what I'm getting out of it because it's on what 125, 150 bucks. But I bought it last July at $100. I don't know what it gets me or this and that. I have no idea, but it's like,
Yeah.
I just bought it and okay, here we go." But
I'm not even sure if I got an email after I bought.
is it $100? Is it $100 T-shirt? I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting out of it. So
Yeah, I'm not sure if I got an email when I bought the pass for me and the wife.
yeah, I got it. He goes, "Well, you got an email with us?" Well, yeah, I got the email, and I looked back there and I saved it in my saved email and stuff like. Okay, I paid this, but it doesn't tell me what I got or get or. Do I get my T-shirt when I get there? Or, didn't ask their size or I don't know. It's all
Well, I think the corner of Droop Friday night is when he's having the mob pass party for all the members that had bought the pass that Friday night, because I think he rented the hall that had all the pool table, all the games.
The thing is, if I show up with my wife and he says you can come in, but your wife can't, I'll turn around and say, "Well, I guess I'm not coming in."
Yeah. No, I don't blame you there, Doc.
My wife.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you there.
Drew's not gonna do that though to you. You know, you guys are good friends, but
because
no. But
I didn't buy her a mod pass. What he should have done was a couples mod pass.
Yeah.
Couples on one bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. He's still learning and this and that stuff. We'll figure it out as we go. But
I agree.
We're gonna work it out. We're all together. We're gonna work it out. You know what's gonna happen is I paid $100 and everybody's gonna be there that didn't pay nothing. That's what's gonna happen. Trust me. But all right, here I donated a bunch of money to you.
Yeah, because we getting there Wednesday about 2:00 because we sitting with Corey and Flat Guide and Campfire in the cabin.
Yeah, I'll be there between 2 and 4 o'clock, probably Wednesday. That's my game plan. I gotta go to Jamin's house. I'll be at Jamin's in Cincinnati, Ohio area on Tuesday. Spend the night there. Him, me, and Evil Rick and his wife ain't gonna ride this year, so he ain't gonna slow down. And James like, oh, it's 8 hour rides. No. You gonna ride with me and you want me to follow? No. We'll be there in 5.5, 6 hours. It's like
yeah, because this year from us, Marvin's an hour and a half further away from us than it was last year.
Yeah, it's 650 according to my map thing I looked at, 657 miles. Call it 660 miles.
Yeah.
You know?
I looked on a map. It's about 5 hours and 15 minutes from my house to Bluefield.
Yeah, it's like 10 hours or something, almost 11 hours, whatever, which I could ride straight through, but I'm old and in my eyesight, I have to leave early in the morning and I don't like riding in the dark like I used to.
Yeah,
because originally James said, well, you come over Wednesday, and then we showed there late at night. I said, dude, I don't know them roads. I learned some of them West Virginia roads last year, but we're going to a whole different area. I'm not riding in the dark on these hairpin turns and this and that, whatever I got to do, and I can't see good. No.
Oh, come on, rain mode.
Yeah, it's rain mode, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we leaving here between 9 and 10 Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we'll leave if we do it like we did before. I'm so live. Because last year I went to James and did the same thing. I pitched my tent in his backyard, and that's when my back was all screwed up. But we left about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning and stuff, and there was 3 of us and Evil Rick and stuff. We made multiple stops, and we got there about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, last year was bad. I worked all night. I worked 12, 13, 14 half hours. Got off, came home, packed, and left. I was tired when I got there.
Yeah. We were all tired last year, and I learned a lot last year. Granted, I was hurting so bad, I almost canceled it at the last minute. Nope. It was like I had surgery, this and that, when I got back home and stuff, but it's like I'm going, but I'm better off just riding and going straight through. That's the way I like to ride. But it worked out good.
So here's a message for you, Greg. Greg, you don't have to worry about it because I hear you don't ride fast enough anyways.
Who said that? That wasn't you, Doc.
No, I'm reading a comment. Says Greg, you don't have to worry about it because I hear you don't write fast enough anyways.
That's right. Well, I said who commented? I don't see the comments. So who commented?
Highlight it on the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't read that. I got to put my trifocals up to read that.
Yeah, have another beer.
I don't write fast enough.
Hey, have another beer. You might be able to read it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm old. But whoever commented, I bet I can still do a better wheelie than you can.
I don't know. Demo did it really on a trike.
Hey, RBL, I'm not a big fan of those cooling fans, but where you are, they might work better than where I am. I'm not a big fan of them. They push all the heat to one side of the head, and I have issues with aluminum heating and cooling at two different temperatures. So
I agree with you on that, Doc. Those what do they call them fans you put on there? There's a big yeah. It's like hot weather parading and stuff like that's one thing, but I know they're kind of ugly looking, honestly.
yeah.
Well, even then, I never really liked the idea, like Doc said, one side of the head gets cooled off while the other side's still hot. That's
Right.
going to instantly warp
Actually.
us.
It actually gets hotter because it takes all the heat from the left side of the head and pushes it to the right.
Right, and it doesn't dissipate off to the right side. There's nothing there to. You'd actually have to have cool, one set of fans on one side pushing and one set of fans pulling, and it's you might as well just have a Honda Goldwing.
But yeah, with the front fairing on,
I'm not dissing Goldwings. I tell you, as a right country, one side of the country, the other, and be comfortable. You know what? I'm gonna take a Goldwing.
I'll take a Rogue Glide Limited or a Rogue Glide Ultra, whatever they call them now.
Yeah, I have no idea.
right now I take the trike, but I don't know about the low rider. Stitch might be able to do it without any problems.
RBL, watch my video I did about a Love Jug review that I paid $525 for. Watch that video. I took a very scientific approach. I took a laser thermometer. I measured both sides of the head without, went for a ride, measured them again, let the bike cool down, installed the Love Jugs, went for a ride, same route, same everything, same day, same temperature, same humidity, same everything. And you'll find my findings in there.
That was a great video, Doc. That was a great video.
Amzol Adam sells a shit ton of them, but I bought mine from him. Adam, he got some great products, does some great things, but these, in my opinion, do more harm to motors than anything because again, the left side of your motors is at one temperature, the right side of the motor is at a different temperature.
It depends on the area, Doc, and I agree with you 100%. Did you give them? Do you still have them, or did you give them away?
I wouldn't give them away to my worst enemy. They're sitting on my toolbox in the box.
Oh, so they're cooling your wrenches off.
No, they're not even doing that.
I'd put a 12-volt battery just to cool them tools off because there's them tools you got are hot as hell. But no, I agree with you on that. Yeah, Adam's a great guy. I've met him once or twice, but you know what? It is a good product. It is a great product. It just depends how you ride, where you ride, just like anything else. It's temperature, velocity, this and that. It's good here, but bad there. Yeah, it's just one of them things.
Yep.
If you're parading all the time, yes, put them on there, let that blow out. Yes, it did see the other side, but it will dissipate to the other side. But
they tell you that a bike in motion, they don't work because the wind coming over the fins overpowers the fans.
Air
But if you're
cooled.
stuck in traffic, they work. But if you're stuck in traffic, and I simulated that letting the bike idle for 5 minutes with
Right.
them on and with them
Right.
off, I caught hell saying, "Who lets their bike idle for 5 minutes?" And my response to them was, "Well, I guess you never got stuck in Northeast traffic because you could sit there for 5 minutes in traffic and not move."
We ride a air-cooled engine motor.
Yep.
Even though Harley has the dual cool, the oil and even with and with Harley's what do you want to call it? Coolant filled or whatever cylinder heads. It's just
cold.
center cold. It's just doing the exhaust valve stuff like that. Because you can still ride if that thing goes bad, it'll get hot, but you're not cooling the motor.
It's actually cooling the heads, cooling the motor and the oil all at the same time.
On a twin cool,
Yep.
Yep.
is it cooling the oil?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's how I can tell when the water pump starts going out. Temperature.
Well, I know
when
when they did that on the twin cam, not Rushmore motor stuff like that. That just circulated around the exhaust valves in the heads to cool the exhaust. That's not a full. I don't know. Maybe on the M8s is different. It's not a full cooling. You're like a Honda Goldwing or something like that. You're not cooling the whole motor.
No, it doesn't go down the whole motor. It's just everything that's in the top of the head.
And the oil goes through the head, so it's cooling
Yep.
the oil at the same time.
But is it doing both valves and stuff? Because with the Mount Rushmore stuff, it was just around the exhaust valves.
It's on the M8. It's doing intake and exhaust.
Okay, I'm learning some.
Yeah, it's the reason why we found out that the water pump went out was one, the temperature and the oil started to go up and fluctuate. But at the same time, the bike decided it didn't want to go nowhere anymore.
Because on the Mount Rushmore, so when the water pump went out, you can still run stuff like that, and they upgraded and they went to put the M8 cooling pump, water pump in on an M8 on that Mount Rushmore because it's a better pump and stuff. And
I doubt that it's a better pump. I've gone through 10 of them in 95,000 miles, or just under 98,000 miles now.
And them pumps ain't cheap.
9,000 miles, you're saying replace the pump.
Yep. They run about 10,000 miles on average.
So good thing I got a 4-year warranty.
And it's not a cheap pump through Harley.
Nope, $600.
Yep. Plus,
I mean, granted, it's easy to change. What I've seen, it's easy to change, but $600—that's a lot of money for if you got to do it every 10,000 miles.
burping the system takes longer than replacing the pump.
Yep.
It could take you an hour to burp that system, get all the air out of it.
And you have to burp it, otherwise the bike will not run.
Yep, because it will be the pump will cavitate and burn out.
Now, not just that, the pump itself will send something to the ECM and cause it not to run. That's what happened when I picked it up.
I'm gonna trade all 5 Harleys in for a damn Goldwing.
Yep. And you're right. For a full liquid cooled motor, the Red Max is the only option. But I'm a purist with Harley, so I like the air cooled version, but also the twin cooled or center cooled. What they call it now for the twin cams, it was called twin cooled. For the Milwaukee 8s, it's called center cooled for the second gen.
Now, Doc, I ask you this. The M8s, I'm going to say 25, 26s, are they all liquid cooled?
For 20,
just like what I'm saying is there's a difference between the ST, the ST's CVO, with the VVT motors and stuff like that. Is there a difference? Can you still get just an air cooled M8?
Nope.
Or are they all liquid cooled now?
They're all twin cooled.
They're all twin cooled?
Yeah, 'cause mine's oil cooled.
Even the soft tails.
Yep,
Yep.
Stitch is oil cooled.
You got an oil cooler on there? You don't have a twin coil on Stitch? Okay, so his is oil. He still has an oil cooler, which is a good way of cooling the oil and everything.
Well, yeah, I got an oil cooler. Even my old bikes and stuff, I put an oil cooler on them and stuff like that. But
The way when I talk about oil cooled, the way it works is the oil cooler circulates around the heads after it goes through the radiator for the oil cooler. It goes up into the head, circulates around the heads, and then dumps back into the oil pan.
right, but that's an oil system. I'm talking about liquid cooled M8s, which you got the fans, a little radiator, which I really like how they redesigned that and put in the frame instead of in the lowers. Is the M8s 25 and 26 soft tails and this and that. I know touring models got all that, but is the soft tails and stuff like that
They're
dual cooled?
Oil cooled heads.
Okay, that's what I like. I like that.
Yep.
I don't want a coolant cold head.
Why not? I have one. And I'm enjoying it, but I only got 1,000 miles on it.
I'm old school. I'm sorry. I was like,
well, you're old school. You like flatheads, and I love them.
right. Yeah, I got one that runs 302 degrees on my head, and I got to place the head gasket every 10,000 miles.
Yep.
But
well, we've been at this over 3 hours, guys. I'm going to call it because I still got to eat dinner.
yeah, I got to eat dinner too. Shit, it's 10 o'clock here. It's 11 o'clock your time, Doc. Shit, I got to go to bed.
Have 2 more beers before you go to bed.
Yeah.
I might.
Hey, Doc, I got a question for you afterwards.
All right. So I want to thank everybody who came on the panel tonight. Thank you, Dark Souls, taking time out of his work schedule to join us, and everybody else here on the panel. Bob, thank you for your insight with the legal aspects of it. Being a former police officer, retired, appreciate you and your insight and everything. And Guns for being here, and Demo for being here, and Greg McBee. Really appreciate you guys, and of course, everybody out in the side chat. And I do got to give special shout outs. One to HAV Traveler coming in with his 1999 super chat, and Guns and Baggers himself with $20 to help me out with that head bolt. I really appreciate you both for doing that. All right, everybody. Let's see. We got a good comment here. Enjoy getting tonight. Everybody have a great week. Yep. Everybody, you have a great week. Members, I'll see you Saturday night. We'll probably be in the shop. Doing something. What? I don't know, but we'll figure something out. All right, everybody. Until the next time, I want you to live the best life you can. As always, fight often, definitely fight hard.
Good night, guys.